77 regular season here on CBS. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Tim Ryan with former Miami Dolphins star Nick Buoniconti, and we're here for a game between two clubs coming off losing seasons and hoping for better things this year.
Well, talking to Hank Stram yesterday, he's a very confident man, very loose, very relaxed, and all pointed to one guy, Archie Manning, number 8, the quarterback. Archie Manning is the key guy for the Saints. If the Saints are going to be contenders this year, if they're going to be winners, Archie Manning has to lead them. He's a guy who sat out all last year with a shoulder injury, but he's fully recovered and expects a great season. He has a great supporting cast, and Tony Galbraith and Chuck Muncie, the running backs, they will block and they will catch the ball coming out of the backfield.
The Saints 5-1 in the preseason looked very impressive. The Packers were 2-4, and again their main man is also the quarterback, number 10, Lynn Dickey. Dickey, plagued by injuries over a 7-year NFL career, had himself a fine preseason, 6 touchdown passes, and Bart Starr showing his confidence in Dickey and in his durability, perhaps. He has only an 8th-round pick, David Whitehurst, at quarterback behind him. So Dickey's got to do the job with that young Packer team if the Pack will be back this season. The teams are on the field preparing for the coin toss, and we'll find out who's going to receive and get things started here this afternoon. The New Orleans Saints to our left in their dark uniforms, and the Packers to our right in white. The Packers have won the toss, and they will receive and defend the south goal to our right. And we are just about ready to go here with this championship season.
Tim, Rick Zaro had a real good year last year, 18 of 23 in the field goal attempts and 25 of 29 in extra points. So he's an excellent kicker, and it gives him good strength there.
Zaro, number 15, and we're looking at the deep men, number 84. Steve Odom, the speedster, is deep with Torkelson, number 26, and Wagner, number 21. Just ahead of him on the 10-yard line. It'll be Odom setting up behind the wedge, and we're underway. Steve Odom gets outside, knocked out of bounds at the 46-yard line, make it the 47, and the Packers get off to a fine start. They'll have good field position on the opening series. Rich Zaro, the kicker, was the man who knocked him out of bounds, and that usually tells you that one more and he was gone a long way. 37 yards on the return. The Packers will start Lynn Dickey at quarterback, number 10. The running backs are Eric Torkelson, number 26, and Barty Smith, number 33. Ken Payne, Ollie Smith are the wide receivers. Rich McGeorge, number 81, the tight end. First down, the Pack. In the pro set, a wide pro set, Torkelson and Barty Smith. It is Torkelson, and stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Linebacker Joe Fetterspiel, number 58, on the hit, and he got maybe a yard. As we look now at the Packers offensive line, second-year man Mark Konkar at tackle along with the veteran Dick Himes. The guards are Dennis Havig, just acquired last week, and Mel Jackson, a second-year man, and veteran Larry McCarron is the center, number 54. Havig, a free agent, picked up from Houston just last week and moving right into a starting role as Bart Starr has had some problems getting that offensive line together. It'll be 2nd and 9. Smith, the ball carrier. Again, the Saints showing good pursuit, closing it off. Eloise Grooms, number 78, the right defensive end, made the stop with help from the cornerback Clarence Chapman. The front four for the Saints: 82, Bob Pollard, the veteran on the left side, Elix Price, Derlin Moore, the tackles, Eloise Grooms at the right side, number 78. And the linebackers are Merlo, 57, Fetterspiel, 58, and Westbrooks, number 60. It is 3rd and 5 for the Green Bay Packers. The ball at the 49-yard line of the New Orleans Saints. In motion goes Ollie Smith, number 89. Dickey incomplete, and a flag is down. It was intended for number 85, Ken Payne. And we may have interference on that play. The signal is downfield, and it looks like they're going to signal interference. There may have been another flag in the Packers.
Defensive pass interference, 44. Offensive holding, offense, decline, replay, 3rd down.
Well, you heard it from our referee. That is Gene Barth, number 14, and offsetting penalties. Crisp was the guilty party on the interference, number 44, and a holding penalty against the Green Bay Packers. Ernie Jackson and Clarence Chapman are the corners. Chuck Chris, number 44, and Tom Myers, number 37, are the safeties. Chapman playing for Maurice Spencer, who's gone for the year with a broken neck suffered in preseason. He's on injured reserve. Harrell is in the backfield now for the Packers with Smith. Swing pass to Smith. He's got running room. Marty Smith bowls his way near the 32-yard line of New Orleans. First down yardage. Myers made the tackle.
This is a screen pass all the way. What they're trying to do is they're trying to get the linebackers to drop so they can get the ball out to Barty Smith. Now you notice a good block here by Dennis Havig. Right there, Jackson, number 71. He'll come up here and make a good block to spring Smith. Smith had a real good preseason, beat out John Brockington as the starting fullback and has done a good job.
A 16-yard gain for Smith, and the Packers have a first down at the 33-yard line of New Orleans. They come out in the I formation. Smith and Harrell, the running backs. Willard Harrell is the ball carrier, stopped just over the line of scrimmage, got maybe 2 on the play. Fettersfield, number 58, made the tackle. Harrell, who used to be known as Willard Harrell, evidently following the lead of Tony Dorsett, who used to be known as Tony Dorsett. Somebody in Green Bay wanted to know if that meant Harrell was going to play like Dorsett. Well, that remains to be seen. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League, intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of the telecast without the express written consent of the New Orleans Saints and the National Football League is prohibited. 2nd and 7. Torkelson straight ahead. Got maybe 3 yards on the play. Pollard and Fettersfield has been a busy man here in the early going. Made the tackle. Those middle linebackers are always busy, aren't they, Nick?
They're always in the middle of the play. But the defensive line for the Saints has been a strong suit for them in the preseason. Price and Grooms and Moore have played real well. And Pollard, who was injured all last year, came back and had a nice preseason for the Saints.
Third down, about 4.5 to go as we saw our officials for today's game under the direction of referee Gene Barth. In motion comes Smith. Dickey, and it's Ollie Smith, number 89, having the first down at the 21-yard line. Coverage by the linebacker Greg Westbrooks, number 60, who made the stop. First down as Green Bay keeps the drive going.
Dickey is real confident, Jim. He's going back there, he's looking at his receivers, and he's staying with them. And that's important because a young ball club like this has to have the confidence early in the game so they can keep the thing going.
A 6-yard gain and a first down for the Packers at the 22-yard line of the New Orleans Saints. Torkelson back in at running back. Lynn Dickey has not passed too well against the Saints in the past, as you can see. Torkelson with running room and running hard to about the 11-yard line. Eric Torkelson, number 26, stopped by the safety Tommy Myers, the 4th-year man from Connecticut, an 11th round pick back in 1974. And he's just the kind of a player that's very difficult to not keep on your ball club, and here he has a starting role this afternoon.
They were talking about the offensive line of the Packers, and one thing that they were talking about is the inexperience with Mel Jackson, the 2nd-year man, and Mark Concar. But they're doing an excellent job up front, controlling a good defensive line of the Saints.
An 11-yard gain, first down for the Pack, and they're threatening. Concar came off the line, but it looks like he may have gotten back in there now. Somebody touched. Concar had not gone into the stance and conceivably could have got back up there and lined up properly, but it looked like one of the Saints players reached over and touched a Packer, and that's going to cost him offside. So that was kind of an unfortunate play for the Saints, because I think they thought that the Packers would be called for moving Concar, but he had not assumed his 3-point stance.
That's right, Jim.
Defense,
big score here, 7-6.
number
Line over
74.
Los Angeles in the 2nd quarter. That's offside against the Saints. Concar looked like he took a dancing lesson at Arthur Murray's.
Eagles in front of Tampa Bay, and the Giants leading Washington in the 2nd period. Look at this one. Cleveland leading Cincinnati 13-0. The Browns with a very tough schedule over their first 4 games and meeting a divisional opponent in that one. All right, we have 1st and 5 for the Packers. In motion, wide right goes Ollie Smith. Barty Smith hit right at the line of scrimmage by Fettersfield, and it was Elix Price getting a piece of the action, number 75. It looked like he got over the 5-yard line to about the 4, close to the 4. It'll be 2nd and 3 to go. A gain of about 2 on the play. McGeorge and Bert Askson are now the tight ends as the Packers in short yardage put in a little more muscle. Number 88, Bert Askson, the backup tight end in the game.
They may go with Torkelson on this play again because it was successful the last one.
You called it. Slicing off right tackle behind Himes and Jackson. Tommy Myers, the safety, up to hit him with a good tackle. He got maybe a yard and a half at the most.
The key guy on this play here has to be Barty Smith, the fullback, because he's leading it all the way. Torkelson is just going to follow him, follow the blocking of McCarron and Jackson up over the right side, and he gains a couple yards. So it's a 3rd down and 2 situation, and it's an interesting call here because they can either go play action, which is the fake to the backs and throw a pass, or run. The Saints don't know which way they're going to go.
Nick, they need a yard for the first down. They need 2 yards for the touchdown. And the Packers have kept the ball from the opening kickoff. Smith motion right. Barty Smith, the ball carrier. Touchdown! Barty Smith takes it in, and the Green Bay Packers take the lead in the ball game, taking that ball from the opening kickoff, 53 yards in 10 plays, offsetting penalties, keeping the drive alive at one point. Here's the play for the touchdown.
Torkelson makes a real good block on this. Barty Smith follows him all the way. They got good cutoffs by the offensive line. He just follows Torkelson into the end zone. Touchdown. It was an easy score for Barty Smith. The Packers have been impressive on their first drive. Lynn Dickey has been very confident, Tim.
Chester Marco, the fellow Pole with Rich Zarro, the kicker for the Saints. Marco will attempt the point after. Beverly the holder, and it's good. And so, with 9 minutes remaining here in the first period, the Green Bay Packers have taken a 7-0 lead over the New Orleans Saints.
The Ford in your future is coming. The new Ford Fairmont. A new car designed for today and the years ahead. Fairmont's combined city highway mileage rating is within 2 miles per gallon of a little VW Rabbit. Yet it has almost 90% of the interior room of the Chevrolet Impala and excellent all-around visibility. And Fairmont base sticker prices for 2 doors, 4 doors, and wagons will be surprisingly low. Test drive Fairmont October 7th. Fairmont, the newest, better idea from Ford.
You work in the sky with nothing to hold on to but the wind and a cold steel beam. And it's a very long day until a whistle blows telling you it's Miller time. Time for the best tasting beer you can find. Miller High Life, America's quality beer since 1855.
We've got the time, we've got the beer. Miller beer.
Chester Marco will kick it off, and there's the story of that scoring drive from the opening kickoff at 3 yards in 10 plays, and they used up 6 minutes, and that's the kind of ball control the coach likes to see. It is 7-0 for the Green Bay Packers. The deep men are Jim Stewart, number 26, and rookie Rick Motti, number 84, standing on the 3-yard line. Marco spins one that bounces and is taken at the 5, juggled, and now brought upfield by Motti over the 20-yard line to about the 22. Number 37, Tim Moresco, reserve defensive back, made the tackle. A 12-yard return for the Saints offensively. Number 8, Archie Manning. Number 42, Chuck Muncie. Number 34, Tony Galbraith. Wide receiver, Jim Thaxton, who can also play tight end. 87, Don Herman on the other side. And the tight end starter today is Henry Childs, number 85. Tinker Owens, a regular wide receiver starter, is out with a bruised knee. And Joel Parker normally starts on the other side, favoring a sore foot, but he is dressed today. In motion goes Thaxton. Pitch out. Muncie hit immediately by Gary Weaver, number 52, as he reached the line of scrimmage. May indeed have lost a little on the play. The offensive line for the Saints, the tackles are Marv Montgomery and Don Morrison. The guards are Kurt Schumacher and Emmanuel Zanders, one of the real good ones. The center is John Hill, number 62. No gain on the play. We'll call it 2nd and 10. Gary Weaver, the left side linebacker, made a fine defensive play. There's the man who must do it, the Ole Miss star, bothered by injuries and missed all of last year. This is Muncie, number 42. Hit on the right side by Jim Carter, number 50, the middle linebacker, and Mike Butler, number 77, the rookie defensive end. Setting that in for you, Butler, the number 1 pick in the draft by the Green Bay Packers, getting a start in his first regular season game. On the other end is Bob Barber. The tackles are Dave Roller and Dave Purifoy. 3-yard gain on that play. Weaver, Jim Carter, and Fred Carr are the linebackers. Carter, who missed most of last year with a broken arm, won his starting spot back from Don Henson. 3rd and about 7. You'll see lots of motion from this Saints offense. Number of formations and shifts. Manning to throw. Overthrows badly. Intended for Thaxton, number 86, and Archie just sailed that one up, and the Saints will have to punt.
Archie had to step up in the pocket on that one because Dave Purifoy was coming in from the outside, and Archie actually lofted the ball when his man was covered. It may have been the best play he could do because it looked like it was the man was really blanketed.
The Green Bay Packers secondary, Willie Buchanan and Mike McCoy are the corners. Luke and Gray are the safeties. And we'll see them the next time the Saints have the ball. Right now we've got Willard Harrell, the lone deep man for the Pack, and Tom Blanchard standing on his 10-yard line will punt for New Orleans. It's a dandy, an excellent punt. Backing Harrell to his own 26-yard line. He made a good move to get away, and Harrell steaming now down the sideline, still going. He can score, he will. Willard Harrell returning the punt of Tom Blanchard for the distance. There are no flags down, and the Packers lead it 13-0.
Blanchard gets off a real good punt. It's a high punt, and there's fairly decent coverage. Stewart comes down up under. Watch Harrell now. Hill's running for his wall. He's looking for the wall. Now watch the blocks that are going to unveil here. One there. Harrell has another one there. Up the sideline, he stumbles a little bit, cuts back, and just a foot race all the way. No one's going to catch Harrell from behind. Touchdown Packers. They go up 13-0, try for the extra point.
Maybe Harrell wants that starting job back in the offensive backfield. The veteran running back, Eric Torkelson, getting the start today. Marco will attempt the point after. An 80-yard punt return for the touchdown. The point after attempt is good, and the Green Bay Packers have jumped into a 14-0 lead. 7:07 remaining in this first quarter, and we have had some electrifying football from the Pack.
You're coming in loud and clear. Must be a realistic CB radio.
TN4, good buddies, my new 40-channel realistic. Radio Shack's got it on sale right now for only $79. I saved $60. Best deal I made all year.
And realistic sure is a good brand.
TN4 on that, you can depend on realistic. They've been making them for 16 years.
The sale price 40-channel CB by Realistic. Only at Radio Shack. A Tandy company.
Sir, we all know Mobil 1 is the oil that saves you gas. Give me another good reason to buy it.
Well, it lasts. It lasts.
How long will Mobil 1 last? We drove it 15,000 miles without an oil change. And after all that, found Mobil 1 still protects as well as new ordinary oil.
It lasts. It lasts.
Mobil 1, the oil that saves you gas, saves you oil changes.
Well, they call him Dapper. You can see why. Got to be the best-dressed coach in the National Football League. Hank Stram. He likes style, and it shows in every facet of his personality, his attire, and his football team. They're a stylish team, and his Kansas City teams were stylish. Marcole's kickoff is taken by Motti right at the goal line, out quickly to the 15 and dropped at the 17. That was number 34, the rookie running back Turdell Middleton down to put the stop on him. And the Saints fans are restless already here. A 16-yard return on the kickoff.
Tim, it looks like the Saints are absolutely in shock because Marty just came up, took that ball, ran up there with no enthusiasm at all. The blocking wasn't there. The Packers really have dominated the game quite evidently, but the Saints have no confidence coming up the line of scrimmage, so it's an important series to try and regain that.
Archie Manning brings them out there in a stacked eye. Now they shift, and you'll see lots of that kind of movement throughout the afternoon. Galbraith and Muncie, the running backs. This is Galbraith coming back up right behind the center. He's stopped by Bob Barber, the second-year man from Grambling, and Dave Roller, the fourth-year man from Kentucky, Dave Roller's school. A 4-yard gain. Kansas City in front of New England 14-7, and that's as surprising as what we have here at the moment. Miami leading Buffalo 3-0 at the half.
It's a rainstorm up there in Buffalo.
The Lions leading the Bears 7-0, a key game in that conference, the division of that conference. Chuck Muncy driving straight ahead and short of the first down. Got out to the 25-yard line before Mike Butler, the rookie defensive end from Kansas, #1 pick of the Packers, ranged over to make the stop. Butler starting with Roller, Purifoy, and Bob Barber. Butler ahead of the veteran 8-year man Clarence Williams on that left defensive end. Rick Motti has come into the game at wide receiver, and Don Herman has come out. It is 3rd and 1. The Saints trying to get this first down and get something going. Flags all over the place. Galbraith has first down yardage, and we'll wait and see what the call is. May have been some motion. Offside against Green Bay, and so the Saints will have a first down. Archie Manning consulting here to check the gain against the penalty.
The Packers are a veteran defensive club with Roller and Purifoy in the middle and Carter. That should give them some real strength right up the gut. So if the Saints are going to run the football, I think they're going to have to do it probably outside of those 3 guys.
First down.
Referee Gene Barth signals the offside penalty against Green Bay, and the Saints took the penalty. It was more than the gain, and they have first down at the 30-yard line. Herman into the ball game. Number 87 comes wide right. Jim Paxton, number 86, is wide left. Muncy got about 3 on the play. Dave Roller, number 74, made the stop for Green Bay. 4-yard gain, let's call it 2nd and 6.
There's an old wives' tale in the NFL. If the offense gains 3 yards or less, it's a defensive victory. If they gain 4 yards or more, it's an offensive victory. So that time it was a defensive victory for the Packers.
You said it was an old wives' tale, though.
I don't believe it.
Spoken like a linebacker again. Childs in motion off the tight end. They swing it out to Herman behind the screen. Out near the 50-yard line, first down, New Orleans. Willie Buchanan and Jim Carter made the tackle on him. Buchanan 28, and Carter the linebacker, number 50.
The motion is just trying to get the attention of the Packers, and a good play action pass, fakes to the back, throws out to Herman. The blockers are all out there. Morrison, Zanders, Hill right out in front of him. Herman just does a little fancy footwork and gets the first down for the Saints. Again, this is an important drive for the Saints because they have to get back on the board. They have to build their confidence to keep on going.
A 15-yard gain for New Orleans, and the Saints are first and 10 at their 49. Childs backs off out of the tight end and goes in motion. I tell you, Henry Stram gives you something to look at out there. Complete to Childs, hit immediately by Steve Luke, number 46, the safety, and he gained about 5 on the play. We'll call it 2nd and 5, and they're going to mark the ball right on the 45-yard line of Green Bay.
Tim, if there's an offensive formation in a book, you can bet on it. We're going to see it today.
Look at this one.
You that motion, everyone. Look at that, 10-6.
10-6. The Rams a spotty preseason. Some concern about, despite having all of the talent, whether or not the Rams are going to get it together, and the unknown quarterbacking situation with Namath and Hayden. See what happens before that game is over. 2nd and 4. This is Muncy, nowhere to go. Stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Dave Roller, number 74, at the bottom of that pile, made the first hit, and Butler, number 77, also got in on it. Good defensive play, and it'll be 3rd and 4. And if there is an early game key play for the Saints, I guess you'd say this is it.
The Saints like to throw their backs coming out of the backfield. Excellent receivers. Last year, Galbraith caught 51 passes coming out of the backfield, so maybe we can look at it there.
They come out in the stacked eye, and then they move all over the place. Saxton wide left, Herman wide right. Muncy cannot hold on. He took a good hit from Jim Carter, number 50, and was unable to hold on to the ball. So again, the Saints will have to punt. The last time these teams met, the Packers won at 32-27. That was at Milwaukee last year. The Packers lead the series between the two teams 4-2. Green Bay entering its 59th season of NFL play. 2-4 in the preseason, 5-9 a year ago. The Saints 5-1 in the preseason, 4-10 last year in the regular season. Standing on the 40 to punt is Tom Blanchard. Back to receive is number 24, Johnny Gray. Blanchard had a 50-yard punt the first time out today, and he angles that out beautifully. Out of bounds at the 6-yard line of Green Bay. "38-yard punt, beautifully done by Tom Blanchard, and the Packers still lead the Saints 14-0 here in the first period.
This is one of the highest telephone microwave stations in America, located in the Colorado Rockies, carrying your voices, data, and TV across the country. Stations like this are operating at near capacity, and the cost of building another one like this could reach well over $1 million. So instead of building more of them, Bell Laboratories and Western Electric have made many improvements which save millions of dollars. For example, this special triode helps one station do the work of 3. Even better, it costs less than $50. And we're not just using it here, but in over 2,000 stations across the country.
The Bell system, people using technology to help keep down costs and improve service, keeping your phone system the best in the world.
Well, next week on Sports Spectacular, Saturday at 4:30 Eastern Time, you'll see the Trenton 150 Indianapolis-type cars and a lot of top drivers in that one, Nick.
And Mario Andretti won the Italian Grand Prix, and he'll be in it along with Janet Guthrie. A good driver for a woman, a good driver for anybody. I don't want to get the woman aggravated.
Well, I think you already did. Tom Sneva, who's already clinched that 1977 USAC driving title, also in the field, so that should be a dandy. That's on the CBS Sports Spectacular next Saturday, the Trenton 150. And we've got a spectacular start by the Green Bay Packers this afternoon. They came into the game as underdogs, based mainly on the Saints preseason performance and the fact that they have the home game. But the Packers lead it 14-0. They have first down at their own 6. Dickey will throw from the end zone, deep for Smith. Incomplete. Out at the 45-yard line, the coverage by Ernie Jackson, number 30, from the left corner. Elex Price had the heat on Dickey, number 75, applying the rush.
Tim, that's a good call coming out of the end zone because their defense is expecting run all the way. Good play action pass, and again, play action is they fake the running backs. They're trying to freeze the linebackers up on a line of scrimmage and get the attention of the defensive backs to hold them so the receiver can get down the field. That was a well-executed play by the Packers, even though it was not successful in a completion.
So it'll be 2nd and 10. Patriots pulled back into a tie, as you saw moments ago. This is Barty Smith, number 33, met right at the line of scrimmage by Elex Price, number 75, the left tackle from Alcorn State. Price had a strong preseason, a 5-year veteran, 6'3", 253-pounder. 75 tackles a year ago.
Along with 8.5 sacks. I don't know what that half a sack is. In fact, that defensive line, Pollard had 8 sacks before he was injured last year, and Derlin Moore had 8.5 sacks last year, so they put good heat on the passer.
3rd and close to 7. Dickey brings him out. Complete to Ollie Smith. Pushed out of bounds at the 20-yard line. He has the first down. Ernie Jackson on the coverage, number 30.
Ollie Smith is just doing an out pattern, which is exactly what it says. He goes out to the sidelines, and he's got Jackson beat cold. It's a well-thrown pass by Dickey who had good protection. 1st and 10 Packers.
Philadelphia still leads Tampa Bay 7-0. Cleveland in front of Cincinnati 13-0. Miami in front of Buffalo 3-0. Kansas City and New England now tied at 14. Atlanta leading the Rams 10-6, and the Bears and the Lions are tied at 7. Barty Smith is stopped inside the line of scrimmage by Joe Fetterspiel, blitzing in and making the stop. Dropped him for looked like about a 1-yard loss. We'll see where they mark the ball.
Dickey checked off here, and Smith, it's a trap play up the middle, but Fetterspiel read it real well. And the tackle missed the block on Fetterspiel, who made crunched on Barty Smith.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10. Steve Odom into the ball game. Ollie Smith is out. They'll often do this in an obvious passing situation, especially if they want to go long. He's their game breaker, Steve Odom. Got the most speed on that wide receiving core of Green Bay. Third-year man from Utah. Dickey looking for Odom. Sideliner incomplete. Clarence Chapman, the right corner, on the coverage, but Dickey just simply missed him altogether.
That was a good pattern that Odom ran. He came back for the football, but Dickey really underthrew him. Again, good protection by a surprising offensive line. Talking to the offensive line coach, Bill Curry, yesterday, and Bill was saying that the offensive line was seasoned. They have a couple second-year guys in there with Concar and Jackson. They were a little unsure of themselves coming into the game, but they're holding up real well.
They've done a lot of juggling along that offensive line through the preseason. And indeed, as you mentioned, Dennis Havig just joined the team a week ago as a starting guard. They like that Concar. Motion along the line, it looked like New Orleans. Dickey under pressure is dumped by Bob Pollard inside the 10-yard line. And now things get a little rough down there as the play was effectively over. Mike Fultz, the rookie defensive tackle, number 72, was still trying to get at the quarterback. Offside is against the Saints, as we suspected from the moment the flag went down.
Number 82, defense, offside, third down.
82 is Bob Pollard. You got the word from referee Gene Barth.
I don't know if Pollard was upset because he was offside or because he didn't get the sack. You don't get credit when you're offside.
3rd and 5. Ollie Smith back into the ball game. Then Dickey. 3 of 5 so far. That's tipped and over the head of Ernie Jackson. It was tipped by Tommy Myers, number 37, the safety. And Jackson tried to pick it off, but the ball was too high for him. Green Bay will have to kick it away.
You talk about staying with the receiver. Dickey went back and looked at nobody else but Torkelson coming down, circling up. And what they had is a free safety covering Torkelson coming out of the backfield. There's almost 6 for the Saints.
Beverly standing on his 10-yard line. Had 41 punts in the preseason and a 41-yard average. Kicked one 70 yards. And he gets a boomer away. Back is Rick Monty, driving him back to the 24. Monty works his way out over the 35 to the 37, and a flag is down on that play. Andre Thompson, number 43, made the tackle. Clipping is being called against New Orleans. A 52-yard punt from Beverly. And you can tack on a few more with the clipping penalty against the Saints. They mark it off all the way back to the 22-yard line.
Personal foul, clipping, number 50 on the run back, first down.
Ken Bordelon was the culprit on that play, and we've got 57 seconds remaining now in this first period. Green Bay 14-0 over New Orleans.
Some people say the tuner in a color TV is always going to cause a lot of problems. I say, bunk. I helped design Zenith's electronic video guard tuner.
Ordinary mechanical tuners have contact points inside that can go bad. You can get snow, flashing, or worse. But Zenith's electronic video guard tuner has no contact points, no moving parts inside. It's designed to keep your picture looking good.
At Zenith, the quality goes in before the name goes on.
Europe's most successful new car in history comes to America. Introducing Fiesta, imported from Germany by Ford. Fiesta. Now there's a car that combines dramatic performance with excellent gasoline economy. Fiesta, Europe's most successful new car in history. Test drive one at your authorized Ford dealer now.
Archie Manning passed for 2 touchdowns in the preseason. He was 43 of 69 for a 62.3 passing percentage. Missed the last 2 games, bothered with a bruised left shoulder, not his throwing arm. He is healthy and ready to go. The Saints are down 14-0. Time winding down first period. Pitch out, Muncy. Trying to turn the corner. Little Mike McCoy, the second-year man from Colorado, put the grab on him, forcing him out. 5'11", 183-pounder on Big Chuck Muncy, 6'3", 220.
That was a good block by Tony Galbraith on Fred Carr. Had Fred Carr on the ground, and Muncy turned up the field.
We'll see it.
Watch number 34, Tony Galbraith. Good blocker. Love to watch this man go. He'll cut Fred Carr down on the ground, and Muncy will just turn it up the field. I think I could run that one.
2nd and 2. In motion is Herman. They give the ball straight ahead to Galbraith. Trying for that first down yardage. Mike Butler was there to put the stop on him, but not before he got the first down. And so the Saints move it out to their 33-yard line. 4-yard gain for the first down. With the roster at 45 and then 2 inactives each week. The inactives for the Saints today are Bobby Scott and Tinker Owens, both of whom have injuries. The Packers have Herb McMath and Rick Scribner out of the lineup. Manning is sacked back at the 23-yard line. Dave Roller and Fred Carr booming in from the outside on a first down play. And Manning jumped all the way back at the 22. 10-yard loss. So the Saints have 2nd and long.
Tim, I don't know if Dave Roller's that experienced or what, but he didn't go for that play action fake at all. He just ran by Emmanuel Sanders, and the way he went to Archie Manning, because Archie was trying to fake the running back to set up a passing play, but totally disregarded the fake.
That's what they say about Roller. He's a very aggressive player, and he may not be the greatest reader of plays in the world. He just kind of busts in there. That time it paid off. At the end of the first quarter, the score, the Green Bay Packers 14, the New Orleans Saints nothing.
Now try and forget the 10th largest life insurance company in America, Lincoln National Life. We're easy to remember.
What are you doing, Cookie Face?
I'm checking the air pressure in my Goodrich radials, Snuggle Bunny.
At midnight? On our honeymoon?
We've got a long drive to Niagara Falls tomorrow. If we don't have the right amount of air in our tires, it could be unsafe. And my Goodrich dealer told me the tires would last longer.
Goodrich? You should have married that Goodrich blimp!
Tires you can trust. B.F. Goodrich. The other guys.
But, honey...
What?
Goodrich doesn't have a blimp.
Port of Call, Caribbean. The Navy. See your local recruiter or call toll-free. It's not just a job, it's an adventure.
Another season of NFL football on CBS Sports. Tim Ryan and Nick Bonaconti here at the Superdome in New Orleans, where the Saints have the ball, but they trail 14-0 to a surprising Green Bay Packers team here in this second quarter, just getting underway. It is 2nd and 20. Saints shifting as they do on every down. Archie Manning will throw. Complete to Clarence Childs, the tight end. Hit from behind and knocked forward to the 38-yard line. Bob Barber, the second-year man from Grambling, made the tackle, the defensive end. And he gained about 15 yards on the play. We'll have 3rd and 5, and again another situation. Let's make it 3rd and 6. It'll be a key situation here again, Nick, where the Saints have got to build some confidence by being able to convert these third down plays, especially around midfield.
That's right. Their tight end, Childs, is an exact type of a guy, so they should be going to him again.
Packers have rookie Ezra Johnson, another defensive end in there in this passing situation. Manning deep, intended for Childs, and just off his fingertips. Childs with coverage by Johnny Gray had a half a step on Gray, And Manning was very close to making a super pass play. Off the fingertips, however, and it'll be 4th down, New Orleans.
Hank Strand says that Henry Childs does all the little things real well. He's a perfectionist on his blocking, and his pass patterns are fairly precise. That time he just ran by Johnny Gray, had him beat. The ball was laid out there just off the fingertips.
Willard Harrell, the lone return man, as we look at Tom Blanchard. He's had 2 punts for a 44-yard average in this ball game. Blanchard kicks this one a little bit short. It takes a bad bounce upfield for New Orleans. Is covered there by Rick Kingray, number 53, the reserve linebacker, who downs it at the 41-yard line of Green Bay. It was a good return for the Packers, and they never touched the ball. 14:03 remaining in the first half. The Pack leads it 14-0.
Cold night, Bob. Did you put in the Presto antifreeze?
Presto, Presto. Who needs Presto?
Prestone. You need Prestone. If your antifreeze is worn out or you don't have enough, you could be in trouble. So put in a fresh fill of Prestone, too, to prevent corrosion and freeze-ups.
Prestone! We need Prestone!
Prestone. You need Prestone. Are you still chained to? Gotcha. The rechargeable Norelco rotary razor lets you walk away, free from nicks and cuts. Its 36 surgical steel rotary razor blades are safely protected inside 3 floating heads to give you a comfortable shave that's razor close, razor smooth, for up to 3 weeks on a single charge. The rechargeable Norelco rotary razor. It lets you walk away from gotcha.
Bart Starr rebuilding his Green Bay Packers. Gone this year. Bruce Van Dyke, Gail Gillingham, the veteran guards, both retired. Harry Smith, the cornerback, traded to St. Louis. Mike McCoy, the defensive tackle, traded to Oakland. Alden Roche, the veteran tight end, cut. Bart Starr still continuing to rebuild. John Brockington in for the first time, number 42. Wes Brooks, the linebacker, number 60, and Eloise Grooms, number 78, the right defensive end, putting the stop on him, but he picked up about 4 on the play.
John Brockington on that particular gain went over 5,000 yards for his rushing career. 7th year in the NFL. Good running back.
They took the ball out of the game and over to the Packers sideline for him to keep. It's a souvenir of that mark. John Brockington. Willard Harrell, the 2 players who figured to start for the Green Bay Packers this afternoon at the beginning of their regular season, but instead Starr went with Marty Smith and Eric Torkelson. Green Bay had 5 first downs in the first period to 3 by New Orleans. They rushed for 30 yards to 29 by the Saints, 32 yards passing to only 11 by New Orleans. Lynn Dickey 3 out of 6 and Archie Manning 2 out of 4. 2nd and 5 out of the eye. Harrell shifts to the pro set. Brockington hit inside the line. Grooms came in from the right side. Nobody on him. And, Nick, that looked like a busted blocking assignment.
Where Low Grooms looked like he took a slant to the inside. The offensive tackle was supposed to block him out, but he slanted to the inside, making it very difficult for the block. So he met John Brockington and said hello.
John got about a yard on the play, and it'll be 3rd and 4 as the Packers try to keep it moving, approaching midfield. 13:05 remaining here in the second period. Pitch out Brockington. And right on the case is Greg Westbrooks, the linebacker, number 60, along with Derlin Moore, number 74, the right tackle. Got maybe a half a yard, and Green Bay will have to punt. Back to the 10-yard line goes Rick Motti, free agent wide receiver, playing on the special teams for the Saints. Just made this ball club from Penn State. Beverly will stand on his 35-yard line to punt. He had a 52-yarder the last time, and he hangs another high beauty. Bounces into the end zone, and he nearly knocked that ball out about the 1-yard line, but it will be a touchback. Another fine punt, a 49-yarder. So the New Orleans Saints will start 1st and 10 from their own 20, and they trail 14-0. Coming up later here on NBC, Dallas on CBS That had to happen, Nick. It had to happen. Dallas and Minnesota. And what a ball game that is going to be. Later this afternoon here on CBS, one of the key big games of the early season. Straight ahead, it's Tony Galbraith, number 34, second-year man from Missouri. And we talked about the pair of Muncy and Galbraith, Nick. It would be very hard to find a young pair of backs to match that anywhere in the National Football League.
Well, Galbraith is thunder in the backfield, and Muncy is lightning. So far, the Packers have kept him well under control. But any time in the game, both of these guys can really go to distance.
Gain of about 3.5 on the play. In motion comes Childs. Manning will throw, swings it out. Galbraith works his way out to the 30 and a first down for the Saints. He made a very good move back inside as the Packers had closed in from the outside. Fred Carr, number 53, came over from the right linebacker spot to make the tackle.
That was a screen pass all the way, and what they were trying to do was just get some blockers out in front of Muncy, because he can do the running with no problem at all. And he just did a little cut back to the inside, and away he went. Miami leads Buffalo in the third quarter 6-0, and it is raining like the dickens up in Buffalo.
Bears in front of Detroit 14-7. 11:48 left in the second period there. Steve Schubert returned a punt 65 yards for the Bears score. Manning complete. Rick Monty, Don Herman on the stop, on the catch. Number 87, Don Herman. And knocked out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. They put the ball down closer to the 36, a 4-yard gain. And the Saints trying to keep it moving.
Herman's that type of receiver. He's very precise. He doesn't have that real good speed, but he has good hands. He runs good patterns, and Manning knows where he's going to be.
They come out of that stack guy and shift into a pro set. Packers defense juggling with them. Muncy doing his thing over the 40-yard line. Carr and Dave Roller came back to get him, and they had to come back to get him. He danced his way through the traffic. And it looks like he's got a first down. Ball right on the 40-yard line. They're going to measure.
The Packers are jumping around here, and it's a trap play up the middle, and Muncy does some fancy stepping here and is able to cut back to the inside. And Carr makes a tackle, but they're measuring right now. We'll see if it's a first down or not. Yes, it is. Muncy's that type of back who's going to get you extra yardage when he should not get anything. He's the guy who's going to be a little elusive. He's going to hit himself up the field, and this is what a coach loves to see. Anybody can run sideline to sideline, but if the guy gets up the field, that's important.
Archie Manning brings him out of the stand-up huddle. They come out in the slot formation left. Herman in the slot. Play action. Almost intercepted by Fred Carr, intended for Herman, overthrown by Manning. Herman talking to the officials, thinking maybe he had been pushed as he tried to make his cut. And if he had been, the official may have ruled it a legal chuck on that play. No call forthcoming. It will be 2nd and 10 for the Saints.
Fred Carr didn't take that play action fake either, nor did John Gray. They were both standing over there. It was just a matter of who was going to intercept the football.
Carr had a great shot at it, just couldn't hold on. I think you pointed out earlier that he had averaged only 1 interception over 10 years in the league, so maybe Fred doesn't have the best hands to pick off those intercepts. Tony Galbraith straight ahead. We're about 5 following the blocks of Emmanuel Zanders, number 79, and Don Morrison, 76. Carter, the middle linebacker, made the tackle.
Looked like a rodeo then. Carter was trying to bulldog him down on the ground, and Galbraith decided he didn't want to go on the ground. So it's 3rd down, and a big situation because the Saints really have not had a sustained drive.
3rd and 5, and timeout is called because Galbraith has his shoulder pads outside of his jersey. And the officials say, hey, you can't play that way. That jersey's completely off now. So Kim Jones comes in to replace him. These players have got to be dressed properly out there, Nick.
I thought Oklahoma was the only one who had the tearaway jerseys.
So Kim Jones, number 32, reserve running back from Colorado State, in the backfield for at least one play. Manning under pressure. They've got him. Number 77, the rookie Mike Butler from Kansas, sacking Archie Manning And again, the New Orleans drive blunted. They will have to punt.
Dave Purefoy put a good rush on that tune, came right up the middle, and Butler, who is a rookie, has to be very happy about that because as a young guy, he's going to make some mistakes, but as the Packers defense goes, they have to rely on those young players. Ezra Johnson, another first-round draft choice out of Morris Brown, will probably see some action today, so they're trying to work the young guys into the game.
It'll be Blanchard standing at his 23-yard line. Willard Harrell, the lone receiver, back at the 18 of Green Bay. They drop him. Right after he caught the ball, Rick Motti was on him, number 84. And Harrell got 0. A 41-yard punt, and Green Bay will have to start deep in their own zone.
Hey, Mom! Oh, hiya, Sonny.
Stop sitting around, Mom. Let's take a ride in my new Ford pickup.
All right, let me drive. Oh, I can handle it.
This is the one that's built tough with Ford's exclusive twin I-beam suspension and a new 4-speed overdrive option.
All right.
And extensive rust-fighting materials on underbody parts.
What you think, Mom?
You may think I'm off my rocker. This Ford is tough.
Of all Ford trucks registered over the last 12 years, 93 out of 100 are still on the job.
Panasonic invites you to take a picture of a voice with a Panasonic cassette tape recorder.
Things was a lot different than it is now.
All with built-in mics. Some with built-in radios. There are pocket models.
Should last another 50 years.
And even some that record in stereo.
Say something. Come on, speak something.
So take a picture of a voice with Panasonic.
Say something, bark.
A woman doctor is assaulted by her patient, but she won't call in the police. That's what baffles Rafferty. Patrick McGowan stars as Rafferty tomorrow night.
Happened there.
Well, some of the pretty ladies here at the Superdome providing some sideline entertainment for the Saints fans. The New York Giants leading Washington 10-0. They're in the third quarter, 8:27 left in that period, and Miami in front of Buffalo now 13-0, 5:26 remaining third period at Buffalo. First down, Green Bay. The ball at their own 20-yard line. Brockington is hit by Greg Westbrooks. The right side linebacker came over, read that perfectly. And he lost a yard or maybe 2 on the play. Let's see where they mark it. About 1.5 yards.
Well, Willard Harrell was supposed to make the block on that play, but Westbrooks beat him and crunched Brockington.
Packers are a healthy ball club. The Saints have Tinker Owens and Bobby Scott both out with knee injuries, neither serious. They should be back next week. On injured reserve, Maurice Spencer, and their third-round pick, Robert Watts, a linebacker from Boston College, who was hurt for preseason practice. Dickey complete to Kenny Payne. Out of bounds at the 30-yard line, forced out by Chuck Christ, number 44. That'll be close to a first down. Well, it's going to be short, maybe third and a couple of feet. An 11-yard gain. Dickey to Ken Payne. Atlanta still in front of the Rams, 17-6. Scott Hunter has taken it in. Hunter, of course, getting the start because of the injury to Steve Bartkowski. Hunter at quarterback for Atlanta. Third and about 2 feet. Green Bay trying to keep it alive at their own 30. Flag down as Torkelson dives over the top, has the first down yardage. Saints are offside. So the Pack will have the first down either way. And they'll take the penalty.
Torkelson's not a very fancy runner, but he does things well. He doesn't make mistakes.
Number 82, defense, offside, first down.
Yeah, those are the kind of aggressive penalties. You don't like to take them, but I think a coach is not often upset at that kind of a penalty, where a short yardage situation, Bob Pollard, number 82, just trying to get in there and stop him short, and takes the penalty, and it's unfortunate, but it's not so much a mental error, I don't think, Nick, is being aggressive. Dickey will throw on first down, deep, intended for Smith, complete. Clarence Chapman on the coverage. It is Ken Payne, number 85, not Ollie Smith. Now it is
You're
Ken
watching
Payne.
Ken Payne streak down the field, but it was a great play action pass by Dickey. Again, just Payne just puts on his speed. He's got 4.5 speed, and he just outdistances Chapman. He goes up with the football, good body control. Nice catch. It was a very difficult adjustment made by Payne, but it was done perfectly.
A 45-yard pass play and a beauty from Lynn Dickey to Ken Payne. First down, Green Bay. The ball at the New Orleans 20-yard line. Torkelson behind Brockington. Straight ahead is stopped by Grooms, but not before he gained about 6 yards on the play. And they mark it at the 15, so we'll call it 2nd and 5.
Brockington was the key man on that play because Torkelson just followed his block. He blocked on Fittersville to open up the middle. Good run by Torkelson.
6:45 remaining, second period. The Packers lead the Saints 14-0. Tim Ryan and Nick Bonacani bringing you the NFL action on CBS. Dickey will throw, 2nd and 5. Complete touchdown to Ken Payne. Ken Payne was all alone before Chapman came over just as the ball was in the air. It was too little, too late. And the Packers lead it 20-0. Here it is again.
All Payne does is put a little inside move on Chapman, and then he breaks to the outside, and the ball's thrown perfectly by Dickey, right on the money. Good catch, both feet in bounds, touchdown Packers, 20-0.
Lynn Dickey had 6 touchdown passes in the preseason. Wants very much to show that he is a top quality NFL quarterback, been bothered by injuries, acquired from Houston in a trade last year. The John Hadel, Ken Ellis deal. Here's Mark Gold, and it's good. So with 6:31 now remaining in the second period, the Green Bay Packers have stunned the New Orleans Saints, jumping into a 21-0 lead. 79 yards in 5 plays. Bart Starr has to feel pretty good about this underrated Green Bay Packer team.
When you're a lifeguard, you practice all you can, because saving a few seconds may save a few lives. But now comes Miller time. Time to head for the best tasting beer you can find. America's quality beer, Miller High Life.
If you've got the time, we've got the beer.
A rain-slick highway, a skid, and a potentially major accident becomes a minor incident. Thanks to a crash barrier with a shatterproof plastic nose cone. A unique plastic developed and supplied by Phillips Petroleum. Developing new plastics while making fine products for your car. That's performance. From Phillips Petroleum, the performance company.
Tim Ryan and Nick Bonacani watching Hank Stram shaking his head along the sideline. He said the end of phase 1. Boykin, the rookie running back, forced out Alvin Maxson, the veteran, who was cut last week, and Boykin, the rookie from Northwestern, making the ball club as a reserve running back. So the Saints have got to get something going here. Muncie shift to a wingback position. Manning throwing first down, swings to Galbraith. Good block from Zanders. Galbraith picks up about 7 yards out near the 38-yard line of New Orleans. Johnny Gray and Steve Luke, 24 and 46, the safeties for the Packers, get the stop on Galbraith. 2nd and 4.
The problem with the offense of the Saints right now, Tim, is that they can't get the ball to their outside receivers. The Packers are getting it to Payne and Smith both. They're getting the big gainers, but the Packers have put the clamps on the outside receivers of Thaxton and Herman so far.
In motion comes Herman. They throw to Herman, and it's incomplete. Manning rushed that a little bit. And now the crowd here in New Orleans expressing their displeasure.
People have to remember that Archie Manning missed all last year. Sat out the whole thing. He was a little rusty. Then he came in, had a pretty good first 4 games in the preseason. Then he missed the last 2 preseason games with a shoulder injury, not to his throwing arm like you said, but to his other arm. So he's a little rusty, but you know, when you're behind 21-0, You better get back into it in a hurry.
Well, they've now got to throw the ball, and the Packers know that, and that makes it an uphill climb for New Orleans. 3rd and 4. Complete to Galbraith. He has the first down at the 45-yard line. Fred Carr, number 53, put the bump on him. And so the Saints have a first down. An 8-yard gain. And they're close to the 45.
What they like to do on that play was Galbraith came up and blocked a little bit on the defensive end, so the linebackers dropped off and lost vision of Galbraith. Then he snuck through the line, and Manning just dunked it to him.
Touchdowns by Barty Smith, Willard Harrell, and Ken Payne have the Packers in front 21-0. Giles goes in motion right. Swing pass complete to Thaxton. Thaxton drops the ball. It bounces right up to Carter, and play is called. What are they ruling that?
Ruling it a completion.
A complete pass and a dead ball. Well, a tough break for the Pack there. Looked to me like that ball was still alive, but
it's a funny scene here because when Manning throws the ball out here to Thaxton, he'll catch the football here, and Carter's standing right there. Watch Carter come over. Carr puts a hit on him. The ball bounces up. Watch this. Boop, boop. Hey, what am I doing with this? The official called it dead. 2nd and 4.
Even on replay, it looked like he was still alive, but the Saints get a break, and they are 2nd and 4 with Muncie trying the right guard side behind Zanders and center John Hill. Forward progress marked at about the 48-yard line. So he got just a yard. It'll be 3rd and close to 3. Saints have got to keep it going here with time winding down in the first half. We have 3:58 to go.
Now a 3rd and 2 or 33 situation. You can almost depend on it. He'll go to the backs.
Into the pro set. Play action. They swing it out to Childs, backing back into the backfield to set up the screen, but the Packers broke that up very effectively. And he lost about 2 on the play. Gary Weaver, the linebacker, number 52, made the tackle, and New Orleans will have to punt. So Green Bay has not so far, Nick, been bothered a whole lot by all of the formations and the looks that the Saints have been giving them.
Now, a 3rd down and 2 situation, Tim, that was a terrible call by the Saints. What they should have done really is check their backs through, get the first down, worry about the big gain later. They needed that first down.
Tom Blanchard will punt from his 35. Willard Harrell stands at the Green Bay 10. Harrell comes up near the 20 to catch it, and he's still going. Harrell over the 40-yard line as the Packers continue to move the ball against the New Orleans kick coverage teams. Jones made the tackle, number 32.
Harrell has that good quickness. He's able to elude a couple of players here and find daylight up the middle. It's been good blocking by the Packer special teams all day long, and all Harrell has to do is follow those white shirts. Good run back by Harrell.
A 31-yard punt, a 22-yard return, Nick.
If he was having any problems with the Green Bay Packer management, it doesn't show here.
Not at all. The way he's been returning kicks today certainly gives every indication he wants to be playing regularly in that offensive backfield. Green Bay, 1st and 10. At their own 40, Dickey will throw on first down. He's under heavy pressure. Dumps the ball out, nearly intercepted. And the fans would like to see grounding the ball called against Green Bay. And the only visible receiver was Ollie Smith, who had come all the way over from the right side to the left and was well downfield. Greg Westbrooks had the rush on, the linebacker, number 60.
The only visible receiver was Chapman, the cornerback.
He nearly got it, too.
I think that was a break for the Pack. Not that they need any more breaks, being ahead 21-0.
That's for sure. Slot formation right, 2nd and 10. Green Bay and white, the Saints in the dark jerseys. Complete to Brockington and immediately hit by Joe Fettersfield, number 58. And Dickey had the sack put on him just as he let go of the ball. He was hit. A loss on the play, a 5-yarder. The ball back to the 36-yard line. So the Saints rising up defensively now with 2:19 to go in the first half.
Pollard, the defensive end, really put a hit on Dickey as he released the ball of Brockington on that play. And Dickey sat down on the turf and wondering, say, what am I doing here?
Craig Cassidy is in as a 5th defensive back in the obvious passing situation. They've taken out Price from the front 4. Cassidy, number 23. Dickey wants to have a little chat with Bart Starr. And we've got 2 minutes exactly remaining. So with a 2-minute warning, the Packers have a 21-0 lead.
Sears National Automotive Sale. Sears brings back 73 prices again on our best-selling steel-belted radio with a tough roads heritage. As low as $39.88. On sale now. If your car has over 20,000 miles on it, now's the time to drive into Sears for a free shock absorber check. While Sears heavy-duty shocks are on sale for just $4.99 each. You save over 35% at Sears.
I mean, it was really a good movie.
It was good, wasn't it?
Oh, honey, look, some poor guy left his lights on.
Larry.
Is he going to be in trouble?
Larry.
Boy, am I glad it isn't me.
Larry, it is you.
It is me.
Oh.
The Die Hard has extra power to start your car when most batteries won't. Starting soon in your neighborhood. Sold only at Sears.
Well, there's a pretty lady smiling here this afternoon. Don't know whether she's a Green Bay fan or just enjoying the afternoon despite the score.
She is pretty.
That's for sure.
The Saints have converted 1 of 5 third downs. That's one of the problems so far today. The Packers, on the other hand, with Dickey in control, 4 of 6. The all-important third down conversions, which keeps the drives going.
Lynn Dickey has been impressive this afternoon. He has the ball now in a 3rd and long situation, 3rd and 15. 2 minutes remaining to play in the first half. The ball at the Packers 35. Harrell, number 40. Nowhere, good coverage as the Saints just strung out all that blocking and forced Harrell into no man's land near the sideline. Fettersfield finally put the grab on him, number 58. Got maybe a yard on the play, so it will be a punting down for Dave Beverly. The Auburn punter. Rick Motti is the receiving man at the 15-yard line, number 84. Rookie from Penn State. Beverly's punted twice and has averaged 50.5 yards. This one considerably shorter. Taken at the 28 by Motti in full stride out to the 40. To the 41-yard line. A good return by Rick Motti. First man to hit him, Larry McCarron, number 54, along with Terry Randolph, number 23. A 35-yard punt for Beverly. And now let's see what the Saints can do with 1:14 remaining. They've really got to get something here, Nick, before the half comes to an end. If they can get on the scoreboard here and go in 21-7, we've got a much more interesting ball game.
Well, Archie Manning is being mildly boo here in the Superdome, but Bobby Scott, who had such a superb preseason 5-1, leading the Saints mostly to those wins, is on the active list, so he can't possibly play today. So it's going to be Archie Manning or really nobody. So the fans, if they stop booing him and maybe clap a little bit, they might give him a little bit more confidence. But the Saints really need to put one on the board before halftime. If they go in 21-0, the Packers have that momentum. It's going to make a big difference in the second half.
The injured player back on his feet is Andre Thompson, a wide receiver for Green Bay, who plays on the special teams. First-year man from East Texas State. He was drafted in 1976 and spent last season on injured reserve. Got good speed, and they will miss him on the special teams. And if he cannot come back, seems to be favoring his leg as he goes to the Packers bench.
Packers are going to play some loose secondary defense. They aren't going to let anybody get behind them with 1:14 left in the half. So the free safety is going to be deep as long as the cornerbacks.
Muncie, Galbraith, the running backs, Thaxton, Childs, Herman, the receivers, Manning, intercepted. Steve Luke, number 46, stepping in front of the intended receiver, Thaxton. Perfect timing by Steve Luke. Watch it now.
Manning is looking at Thaxton all the way, and Luke is looking at Thaxton all the way, so it's a matter of the fight for the ball, and Luke comes up with it. Actually, it's Galbraith. He jumps in front of it. It's a 1st and 10 pack. If they put one on the board here, the Saints are going to have more than a long uphill battle.
Galbraith, the intended receiver. Right you are, Nick, number 34, and a perfectly timed intercept by Steve Luke. So the Packers, with 1:06 remaining, have another scoring opportunity. The ball at the 37-yard line of New Orleans. Kenny Payne is wide right. Smith wide left. Straight ahead is Torkelson, number 26. Derlin Moore and Joe Fetterspiel on the tackle. 74 and 58 for New Orleans, and a gain of about 3. Let's call it 2nd and 7.
Odom just checked into the ball game. Ollie Smith went out, so we got real fleet receivers in the outside with Odom and Payne, and they both go to the same side, which puts an awful lot of pressure on that Saint defense.
Time ticking away, as you can see. Dickey rolls left. Almost intercepted by Clarence Chapman, intended for Kenny Payne. And Chapman, twice beaten by Payne today, one of them for a touchdown, was very much on the ball that time. Chapman filling in for the injured Maurice Spencer, gone for the season with a broken neck. Chapman, a second-year man from Eastern Michigan. He had 2 interceptions in the preseason. The Saints had 14 interceptions in 6 preseason games.
The Packers now employ a 3-receiver system. They have Odom, they have Smith, and they have Payne, so they have 3 fast receivers on the playing field at the same time.
The lone running back is Brockington. He has the ball. Brockington to the 27-yard line. Ernie Jackson, number 30, and Bob Pollard, number 82, are there to put the tackle on him.
Well, they had the Saint defense really spread out, and Brockington just following his blocking of right up the middle, and looks like a first down. It is 1st and 10 for the Packers. It's a good call by Dickey, because he had the Saints so spread out up there that they were looking for pass all the way.
The Packers call a timeout with 23 seconds remaining in this first half, and they hold a commanding 21-0 lead. And it's always an interesting thing, Nick, when you analyze a team, you spend the time looking at them pretty closely, as we have this past week, as we have with both of these teams, to find out that some of the things you think are going to be weaknesses, when the bell goes, personnel turns out to play a little better than maybe anybody had a right to expect. And then I guess the next question is, can they keep it up, and particularly against stronger opposition?
I think the big guy is Lynn Dickey, because he's been 7 years in the NFL. And if you look at the statistics for 7 years, they have not been impressive. He's behind Pastorini down in Houston, then he was traded, and last year he played fairly well until he got hurt in the 10th ball game. But you never really expect that big of a game out of a guy who really hasn't had that much NFL experience, although he's been in the league 7 years. And then the running backs are just doing an excellent job in running and blocking for each other. And Payne and Smith have been down the field making the big catches.
Some other scores: the Bears in front of Detroit 20-7, 6:09 remaining second period. Walter Payton has a touchdown in that game. In the third period, Cleveland in front of Cincinnati 13-3, and Philadelphia leading the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 13-3 in the third period. 29 seconds left in the third period. Coming up at halftime, Phyllis, Irv, and Brent, and a feature entitled Top of the World, and that is, of course, about the champion Oakland Raiders. Stay tuned for that. Dickey complete. Ollie Smith, look at him run. Ollie Smith to the 2-yard line, broke 2 tackles to get about 6 more yards after he caught the pass. Number 89, Clarence Chapman, made the stop finally.
Ollie Smith just went down 4 or 5 yards and crossed up over the middle. Linebackers were deep. The secondary was deep. He just caught it and put on some speed. A couple moves here. Another juke here. Faked out Chris, and he gets down to the 3-yard line. As a good play by Dickey. Nice reception by Smith. Good running. Dickey's been so cool and so calm in that backfield. Of course, the offensive line has given him good protection. When the defense is sitting on the line of scrimmage, you have got all that time to sit back and look at your receivers. It's got to give you not only confidence in the line, but confidence that you have the time to accomplish what you intend to.
A 24-yard gain. Dickey in the preseason was 42 for 82, a 51.2 percentage, and 6 touchdowns, as we've mentioned a couple of times, and so eager to show that he is the quality quarterback everyone thought he was 7 years ago when he came out of Kansas State. And Dickey has been a very precise passer here in this football game today against the New Orleans Saints as we approach halftime, just 12 seconds remaining.
the heralded defensive line of the New Orleans Saints has been really sitting on a line of scrimmage. They have not put any pressure on Dickey. Dickey's had all day to throw the football, and Hank Stram has to be very upset with the performance of the defensive line so far today.
It is first down, goal to go. The ball at the 2-yard line of the Saints as the Packers bring it out. Rockington and Torkelson are the running backs. Double tight ends, Askson and McGeorge. Play action. Intended for Askson, overthrown, and one of the few passes by Dickey that has been well off the mark. Chuck Christ, number 44, on the coverage. And we talked about this offensive line of the Packers, Nick Bonaconte giving them credit that certainly has been due for their performance in this first half. A second-year man in Mark Konkar, a guy they really like, but still a second-year man. Likewise, Mel Jackson at right guard. The only real veteran is Dick Himes, a 10-year man at right tackle. And Dennis Havig, who came into the lineup just last week, been in a couple of spots, Houston and Atlanta. So a field goal try here with 8 seconds left. Chester Marcol knocks it through. And the Green Bay Packers have now taken a 24-0 lead. Marcol 5 of 7 in the preseason, knocked one from 49 yards during the preseason play, but that was just a little chip shot for Chester, and moves the clock down to 5 seconds remaining. And Packer fans looking in back in the Green Bay area have got to feel real good about their team getting off to this fine start. And of course, we've got a half to go. And if the Saints can turn it around and play the way the Packers did in the first half, well, we'll have an interesting ball game. If, on the other hand, Green Bay continues to dominate, the only joy is going to be in the hearts of Packer fans.
That's right. The Packers were so enthusiastic yesterday during the workout here in the Superdome. A lot of hand clapping, a lot of cheering, a lot of encouragement from the coaches. You knew that they were enthusiastic, but you really didn't know about the talent of the ball club. Now we're finding out that they do have talent. They are performing.
Motti and Stewart are the deep men, and Marco keeps the bouncing ball low, taken by one of the up men, Kim Jones, number 32. He gets to the 40-yard line before he's stopped there by Steve Odom, number 84, and that will close it off as a chorus of boos sends the Saints off at the end of the first half. The score, the Green Bay Packers 24, the New Orleans Saints nothing.
The Ford in your future is coming October 7th. The new Ford Fairmont. A new car designed for today and the years ahead. Fairmont's combined city highway mileage rating is within 2 miles per gallon of a little VW Rabbit. Yet Fairmont's interior is almost 90% as roomy as the Chevrolet Impala. The new Ford Fairmont. Excellent roominess and style with mileage ratings close to a little economy car. Test drive Fairmont October 7th. Fairmont. The newest, better idea from Ford.
Touch, the first computer TV. Magnavox Touch-Tune Color Television. Touch, and lock in computer sharp color, computer fast. Touch, no need to fine-tune ever. Computer controlled color. Touch, even by remote. Star System Touch-Tune Color Television from Magnavox.
Time to trade in for Touch-Tune. Trade in your old TV for any new Magnavox Touch-Tune Color Television and save big.
Ever wonder what happens to the money you keep in your checking and savings accounts? Let me show you. Some of it's here in town, put to work helping people change things for the better, like buying a new car or starting a new business. Your money's working, yet all the while, it's there when you need it, in a safe, convenient place.
America's Bankers, helping you change things for the better.
Next Saturday at 4:30 p.m., CBS Sports Spectacular presents live the Trenton 150 from the Trenton International Speedway with Mario Andretti, Tom Sneva, and more racing for the title. That's the Trenton 150 live next Saturday at 4:30 p.m. on the CBS Sports Spectacular.
A 24-0 score. The Green Bay Packers leading the New Orleans Saints at halftime here in the Superdome at New Orleans. Tim Ryan and Nick Bonaconte bringing you this NFL action on CBS. A surprising start by the Packers, who were 2-4 in the preseason. And Lynn Dickey has been the main man. 8 out of 14, 122 yards in that first half. And now let's go to Phyllis George at CBS Control in New York.
The training camps, how these big guys get ready.
That's right, Brent. Well, football fans, the NFL season finally started today. But for more than 1,000 players in the league, it began in the heat of early July. It's called summer camp, and the fun and games are enough to make men ache and sweat. You've all done it, I'm sure. Irv has anyway. More pounds off than some of us weigh. Like us, the players are just as happy to get the season started, and here's why.
Nice job! All right.
$100 on the line. Just a minute. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Way down underneath. The ball is truly there. Ready? Ball!
Those of you in Chicago, well, maybe you recognize that linebacker coach for the Oakland Raiders who was holding that unique drill, Don Shinnick, who used to be one of the assistants for Abe Gibran in Chicago. And the NFL Today will continue on CBS right after this message from your local stations.
A gun elected him, a gun protected him. You'll never forget Paul Newman and the life and times of Judge Roy Bean. Tonight's movie on CBS.
Atlanta still leading Los Angeles by a score of 17-6. That game is now in the fourth quarter. It was the Rams who struck first and behind their new quarterback, Joe Namath. His first completion as a Ram to Harold Jackson. Then it was 3rd and 8. Namath spotted Jackson. 28-yard touchdown. Extra point is blocked. Falcons score. Stanback from the 1. They kick it at 7-6, Atlanta ahead. And here is Stanback, who had a sensational preseason. He was the leading runner in the NFL before the regular campaign got underway, and there is a 35-yard burst to the LA 36. Scott Hunter got Wallace Francis on the 12-yard line. Then Hunter will keep it, and he goes in for the touchdown, and it is 17-6 right now. And, of course, the Rams are coming off that horrendous preseason. They were only 1-5. Irv, what do you have?
Well, Brent, the Philadelphia Eagles are leading the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Philadelphia in the fourth quarter by a score of 13-3. And new quarterback Ron Jaworski's having quite a day, hitting on 2 touchdown passes. Here's one to Keith Prepley, a nice gain down to the 6-yard line. The tight end there who makes a big play, which sets up this scoring play. Jaworski to Tom Sullivan, just lofts it there in the end zone. Sully scores the first touchdown for the Eagles. Coming back again, Jaworski likes to work to his big tight end. Keith Prepley finds him on the post pattern, touchdown. Eagles are ahead 13-3 in the fourth quarter.
They didn't miss Charles Young at all on that play, did they? Washington and the New York Giants. The Giants scored the first touchdown. It was an interception. Watch Kilmer go to the right flat. George Martin, defensive lineman, picked it off. 29 yards. Touchdown. Martin has been injured. Later in the game, out 4 weeks. Ligaments, right knee. Giants now 1st and 10 on their own 46. Goldstein wants Robinson 40 yards to the Washington 16-yard line. Skins held. Joe Danello set up for the field goal, 22 yards, good. Giants were up 10-0. But then the Redskins were able to come back and score a touchdown. Now 10-7, and they are trying to get something going in the fourth quarter.
In Chicago, it's the Walter Payton day. The Detroit Lions drew first blood, but the Bears lead now at halftime by a score of 27-10, and Walter Payton's having quite a day. But here, the Lions get on the board early when Horace King breaks off the left tackle here, goes upfield for about a 14-yard gain. And Slater sets up a scoring opportunity by Dexter Buss. He goes over to the 1-yard line. Lions drawing first blood here. Looks like things are in pretty good shape here in the first quarter. But the Bears answer right away with their big offensive weapon, none other than Sweetness himself, Walter Payton, number 34, bursting right up the middle on a draw play, 73-yard gain, which really set the tempo for the Bears, and things kept going. Walter scored 2 touchdowns and a half. The Bears lead at halftime by a score of 27-10. Johnny Musso picking up his touchdown run. All Chicago in the first half. Tups here. Remember here from the Dallas Cowboys punting here. And the ball is picked up by Schubert. He stumbles on his way here, but after he regains his footing, waltzes down the sideline and simply outruns that Detroit defense all the way in for a score. 70 yards, and Walter Payton here going on a short 4-yard run, and he's going to have another. This won't be a replay. This is another run on his right tackle. Once again, same play, 2 yards this time, touchdown. The Bears, again, as I said before, lead 27-10 at the half.
Okay, let's take you around the league now and catch all of you Green Bay Packer and New Orleans Saints fans up to date. 17-6, Atlanta leading Los Angeles. Moving through the fourth quarter, the Falcons trying for an upset. Philadelphia leading Tampa Bay 13-3. That game also in the fourth quarter. And the New York Giants still ahead of Washington 10-7 also in the fourth quarter. Skins may have something going, however. Cleveland ahead of Cincinnati 13-3. That game is in the fourth quarter. Browns have been tough on defense. Kansas City trailing New England 21-17. The Chiefs had been ahead 14-0 in that game. And it's Miami 13, Buffalo and O.J. Simpson nothing. Detroit and Chicago. The Bears leading 27-10. Walter Payton 130 yards in the first half. And the Green Bay Packers, the game that you are watching, the Packers with a big day. Lynn Dickey 24-0 at the half. The Packers ahead of New Orleans. And right now, let's go back down to the Superdome in the second half.
Thank you, Brent. We're here at halftime, a 24-0 score, as you just heard from CBS Control. A most impressive half for the Green Bay Packers and a disappointing one for the hometown New Orleans Saints. The big day referred to by Lynn Dickey, so far 8 of 14 for 122 yards and a touchdown. Archie Manning is 9 of 15 for 65 yards, has had 1 intercepted. And the running of Eric Torkelson, 24 yards and 6 carries, has led in that department for the leading Green Bay Packers. And we stand 24-0.
We put Mobil 1 into this car and drove it 15,000 miles without an oil change. We then tested the oil and found that used Mobil 1 still protected the engine as well as new ordinary motor oil. Mobil 1, the oil that saves you gas, saves you oil changes.
I'm the kind of guy who likes to read about the electronic gear I buy. That's why this Radio Shack catalog really turns me on. Pictures, specifications, lots of hard facts, and prices I know are right on the deck. The Shack's new catalog is available now. And friend, they never have enough to go around, so hurry. Get my favorite catalog for CB, stereo, and electronic parts. It's free, only at Radio Shack. The Tandy Company.
With the score against you and your opponent running out the clock, some teams might give up, but not the Washington Redskins. This is Eddie Brown. Playing for the nation's capital gives the Redskins an extra incentive. You can see the Capitol Dome itself from our stadium. We're not far from the monuments to Lincoln, Jefferson, Washington, and from Arlington National Cemetery. But it's our fans who really inspire us. They bring Washington, Maryland, and Virginia closer together. Many of them are volunteers in our United Way. They work for the Boy Scouts, Mental Health Services, YW and YMCA, and many other agencies funded by the United Way. The Washington area wouldn't be the same without them. They take pride in their city, their team, and their United Way. On behalf of the United Way volunteers in the National Capital Area, we'd like to say thanks to you. It works for all of us, the United Way.
The preceding announcement was brought to you as a public service by the National Football League. Tim Ryan and Nick Bonaconti here at the Superdome, and I guess you'd have to say that the Green Bay Packers from the opening kickoff have thoroughly dominated the Saints. They took the ball right down the field to get the score by Barty Smith. And then I guess if there was one thing that really hurt the morale of the Saints, the 75-yard punt return by Willard Harrell just literally moments later that gave the Packers a quick 14-0 lead.
Well, the Packers are sort of reminiscent of the past, because the past was the golden years of the Packers, ball control football. Taylor and Horney controlling the football, Starr just kneeling it out there, doing a great job. And here we have the same thing with Dickey. It's ball control all the way. The offensive line has done an excellent job. And the offensive line that, again, with two young men, Conker and Jackson up there, have held the defensive line of the Saints at a stalemate. They have not been able to penetrate across the line. Payne and Ollie Smith coming up with real big catches for touchdowns. A real good football first half by the Packers.
Statistically, the Pack had 10 first downs to only 6 by the Saints, and we talk about those third down conversions. That has become almost a cliche in announce booths, but they are an important factor in a game, and the difference in that first half in ball control was that the Packers made those and kept things going. The Saints could not. They rushed for only 54 yards. That's not bad. That's not great by Green Bay. The thing was the combination. 54 yards rushing, 122 passing, including the long pass to Kenny Payne that set up the touchdown to Payne. 8 of 14 Lynn Dickey, and 9 of 15 Archie Manning. 176 total yards by Green Bay to 90 by New Orleans. Now, if you're in the locker room, Nick, of the New Orleans Saints, and you're playing, say, in Joe Fettersfield's spot, what can you do to get back into a 24-0 game? What does the coach say, and what do the players feel?
First of all, you say a prayer. And then after you get together, and you try not to lose confidence in each other, because the worst thing that can happen in football is for the players start to point the finger at each other. Cornerback pointed at the middle linebacker pointed at the defensive tackle, saying that you're not covering, well, you're not getting a pass rush, and so on and so forth. So what you try to do is to begin to believe in each other once more. So they're going to have to come out and make the big plays. They're going to have to expect some breaks and try to get some breaks from the Packers. And they're going to have to throw the football. They have not got the football out to the wide receivers.
Nick,
they're not
I don't know
completing
whether you can really relate to being down 24-0 at halftime. That didn't happen too often in your years with the Dolphins, or for that matter at Notre Dame in your college career. Do you remember a halftime anything like that?
Well, few and far between, thank God, but but it has happened. And the one thing that you do, you can't start screaming and yelling at the players, because that's the worst thing you can do. What you have to do is you just have to tell the ball players that there's 30 minutes in the second half. Anything can happen. All you need is one break to get back into the ball game, and that's what I'm sure Hank is trying to do. Hank was crowned king of Bourbon Street this week, and I think now they're ready to put him under the guillotine.
Well, there's another king in town, King Tut. That exhibition opened here, the touring exhibition from Egypt, and New Orleans, the first American city, and the excitement caused by that occurrence here in this lovely city has been only matched, I guess, by the enthusiasm for the New Orleans Saints after their most impressive preseason. And in fact, the halftime show here today was kind of built around the King Tut exhibit, and it's caused a lot of excitement in New Orleans. So the Saints will have to try and create some excitement of their own as we await the start of the second half. And there is the Green Bay Packers squad gathered around Coach Bart Starr, and they certainly have to feel very good. They're not a big team, they're not a veteran team, but they have performed like both of those elements in this first half. And the Saints, coming off a losing season a year ago, but sparked by a good preseason, have got to restore confidence in themselves here as the second half begins.
On the sideline, I'm looking at Bobby Douglas, the Packers in your screen, but Bobby Douglas is warming up for the Saints. Now, I don't know if he's going to see any action, whether he's just trying to get his arm ready in case he's called upon, but Archie Manning certainly has been disappointing in the first half. He's overthrown and underthrown his receivers. His play selection has been very poor. So maybe Hank has decided behind 24-0, we have to do it. There's Bobby Douglas now. Bobby Douglas, of course, the real strong arm. He's played many years in the NFL, has not really fulfilled any promise that they had as he came out of Kansas, but he'll probably see some action in the second half.
Rick Motti and Jim Stewart are the deep men as Marco kicks it off. The Saints will start with the ball. They're to our left in black. Packers to our right in white, and this is Motti breaking out to the 40-yard line, and that's the best thing that's happened in New Orleans today. Ezra Johnson, number 90, The rookie from Morris Brown made the tackle, and so the Saints have themselves some good field position, and Archie Manning will be leading them out here.
Now, Marty made the team purely on guts. He did not make it because he has great burning speed. Hank Stram says the man should have been cut in the first week of camp, but he just kept coming back stronger and stronger, and here he is making a ball club.
A 38-yard return for Rick Monty. First down, New Orleans. They trailed 24-0. Galbraith and Muncie, the running backs. In motion is Herman. Galbraith trying the short side, forced out of bounds at the 42-yard line after a gain of close to 3. Gary Weaver and Jim Carter, 52 and 50, made the stops.
Morrison, the tackle number 76, tried to lead that play, but Gary Weaver held him up, so Galbraith really could not shake loose for any big yards.
2nd and 7. Across that front for Green Bay. Mike Butler, Dave Roller, Dave Purifoy, and Bob Barber. The linebackers are Carter, Weaver, and Carr. Manning will throw. Complete. Thaxton, number 86. Fourth-year man from Tennessee State. Quite a story, this guy. Wide receivers coach Sam Ritigliano here in New Orleans has really kind of made a case of Jim Thaxton, a guy that had kind of kicked around throughout the league in his 4-year pro career. He's picked up as a free agent after shots with San Diego, Cleveland, Oakland. And Sam Ritigliano just gave him a lot of special attention. He has blossomed in the preseason. He is normally a tight end, can play wide receiver, has started there today. And they expect a big season from him. Swing pass, Galbraith. Good blocking. Galbraith rolling. Galbraith inside the 20. That brings the crowd alive. A fine block by center John Hill to Springham. Great running by the big back Galbraith. First down, the Saints at the 19 of Green Bay.
This looks like a swing pass to Galbraith, but it's a screen play. The line sifts out in front of him. Sanders leading it all the way. Galbraith cuts back here to the middle, puts a few moves on, accelerates a little bit, gets down to the 19-yard line. That's the play that the Saints needed to get back into the game.
They're down 24-0, remember, and a quick touchdown here could make this a most interesting second half. Pitch out, Muncie, reverse, faked, he keeps it. Forced out at the 12-yard line by Mike McCoy, number 29.
The fans are starting to wake up a little bit now, Tim.
7-yard gain for Chuck Muncie. And the crowd has expressed displeasure fairly often through the first half and booed their team as they left the field at halftime. But fans being the way they are, they're cheering now. Give them something to holler for. In motion goes Herman out of a straight tee. Manning falls and is dropped at the 15-yard line. So a lot of razzle-dazzle, but it accomplished nothing more than a 5-yard loss as Manning appeared to slip on the artificial turf.
I think he got his foot locked in with John Hill, the center. He was trying to pull away from there and got his foot locked in with him and just tripped and fell.
An interesting formation that time. All of the Saints formations under Hank Stram are interesting, but they had the wide receiver, Herman, lined up in the fullback position in a straight tee, then put him in motion out of there. They're fun to watch. Here it is again. Same look. Muncie, short of the 10-yard line. Good coverage on him by the Packers. He was trying to get that first down, and let's see where they mark forward progress. The fans a little unhappy.
Interesting call here by Manning because he hands off in a 3rd and 6 situation. Sanders out in front, but Muncie just does some hard power running, and it brings up a 4th and 1 situation. This is the key play of the game for the Saints. They must make the first down. They must get on the scoreboard in order to get back into the ball game.
Jim Carter, number 50, made the stop. Rick Motti is in at wide receiver, number 84. He sets on the right wing. Muncie. First down to the 3-yard line of Green Bay. Ken Buchanan made the tackle, number 28.
Again, it's a handoff to Muncie. They're really working that left side of the defensive line of the Packers. Muncie getting out, gets some good speed, turns the corner, races down the sideline and picks up the first down. Good tackle by Buchanan here, but not until Muncie makes the 1st and 10. First and goal for the New Orleans Saints
Muncy, same play. Touchdown, Chuck Muncy. Behind Emmanuel Sanders blocking. And the New Orleans Saints, 60 yards in 8 plays from the opening kickoff in the second half. And we've got ourselves a ball game again.
It's the same play they've been running, working out left side, hooking Weaver to the inside, Sanders out in front, Carter coming over, but Muncy lowering his shoulder, running over Buchanan, fighting his way, kicks the yard marker for a touchdown. It's now 24 to 6.
It'll be Rich Zarro attempting a point after. And it's good. And so we have 11:30 remaining here in the third period. The Saints get the quick touchdown they needed to get back into this football game here at the Superdome. The Green Bay Packers 24, the New Orleans Saints 7.
Europe's most successful new car in history comes to America. Introducing Fiesta, now imported from Germany by Ford. Fiesta, 0 to 50 in an average of 8.8 seconds. Road gripping Michelin radial tires. The traction of front-wheel drive and excellent gasoline economy. Fiesta, Europe's most successful new car in history. Test drive one at your authorized Ford dealer now.
The Hilton Rainbow Service welcome. Look for it on your next business trip. In the nation's capital, it's minutes from Pennsylvania Avenue at the Washington Hilton. In Los Angeles, you'll find Rainbow Service near the Civic Center at the Los Angeles Hilton. While in San Francisco, it's just a cable car ride from almost anywhere. Hilton Rainbow Service. You'll find it at the heart of every Hilton, in the heart of most every city.
Let the Hilton Rainbow brighten your day.
Steve Oldham is the deep man as we look at Rich Zarro, who will be kicking off from the Saints 35. Oldham at his own 3-yard line. This time cannot get wide. Forced out of bounds at the 18-yard line. Much better coverage that time by the New Orleans Saints on the kickoff by Zarro. Well, joining us here in the booth is a man familiar to fans of both these teams, Jim Taylor, the former great Green Bay Packer, and of course a man who started with the very first New Orleans Saints team. Good to have you here, Jim.
Thank you, Tim.
Do you have mixed emotions watching a game between these two teams?
Yes, I do, because I've got very dear and close friends on both ball clubs.
Who do you cheer for? Tell the truth.
Well, the team that plays the best. I'm one of
Right now, that's your old Green Bay Packer team. Stay with us here as we watch them start. First down. Dickey, the quarterback. Torkelson met inside the line as the Saints rise up. That is Eloise Grooms, number 78 on the stop.
Looks as though the Saints here in the second half have really got fire in their eyes, and I think they wish it was the first quarter, though, because they played, I think, very lackadaisical there, and the Packers certainly went after them and piled up some scores.
Were you surprised at the play of the Pack in the first half?
Well, they played very well. I think Dickey had an excellent first half, and then the special teams looked well.
Jim, thank you very much for coming by, and we hope you enjoy the rest of this game. We want to find out when it's over who you really cheered for.
Thank you, Tim.
Marty Smith, the ball carrier, number 33, and he got about 5 on the play. Jim Taylor, boy, that brings back memories. You know, the identification of several players, and of course Vince Lombardi with Green Bay is unmatched with any other team.
There's no question about that, because when you look at Bart Starr and you look at Boyd Dollar on one side, Max McGee on the other, Ron Kramer, great ball player.
Really, and you know, the comparison still made of your great Dolphins teams against that Packers team. Dickey scrambling under pressure, intercepted. Intercepted by Tommy Myers, number 37. And New Orleans with a first down at the Packer 32-yard line. Ken Payne, the intended receiver.
Good pressure by the New Orleans defensive line. Coming up the middle, number 74, Grooms. He is really doing a number on Dickey. Rolling out. He's not under control. And therefore, it results in an interception. That's what happens when you throw on a run. That's when a protection breaks down.
Derlin Moore, number 74,
Moore,
right. Nick, who really had the heat on him, forcing Dickey out from where he wanted to be. So Archie Manning lines him up at the 32 of Green Bay. The Saints have just scored here early. In the third period, they trail 24-7. Pitch out, Muncy, left side. Bruising his way to the 27-yard line, a gain of 4. 2nd and 6 for the Saints. Fred Carr, number 53, with the tackle.
That was good blocking by Marv Montgomery and also by Tony Galbraith. Montgomery is number 77. Galbraith just leads the play and comes in here and makes a nice block on his safety, crunching in. Muncy makes some good hard power running to pick up 5 yards. Now this is an offensive victory because it's 2nd and 5.
They mark it as a 5-yard gain. Muncy jumps up to the wing on the left side. Manning, quick pass to Childs, cannot hold it. It was low as they blew in on Manning. Coming in were Carr and Weaver, the outside linebackers, and they were in there very quickly.
When you say the blitz was on, the blitz was on. They were sending the 2 outside linebackers right up the middle, which is it worked in that particular case, but it leaves the flanks wide open, and had he gotten the ball to Childs, I think Childs still would be running.
So it is 3rd and 5, again one of those critical plays. They've got to keep it going here. If they can get a touchdown on this drive, the Saints will certainly have caused more than a little concern to the Packers. Green Bay had their way. Motion, and it appeared to be on the New Orleans side, Marv Montgomery, and it is illegal motion against the Saints, and we believe it is Montgomery, number 77, the left tackle. And so, again, the opportunity on 3rd and 5 in good field position and broken up.
Ball start, number 77 offense.
Third Marv anticipating the count a little too early. Goes back, leans back, pulls the defense offside, so that kills the Saints' drive. 3rd and 10. They like the tight end and the running backs coming out of the backfield. These are the guys they like to go to.
Ezra Johnson is in on that front line of Green Bay, the other rookie defensive end, along with Mike Butler, and they put him in these passing situations. Manning cut out of the pocket. Sliding in at the 15-yard line of the 13, 1st down. The first run of the night by Archie Manning, stopped by Willie Buchanan. And we asked Hank Stram, do you mind if he runs? He said no, so long as he runs out of bounds or slides in before he gets hit.
That was good pressure by both Roller and Clarence Williams up the middle, but it opened up the gap, so Archie saw the daylight, decided to take it, runs for the 1st down, so it's 1st and 10 on the 14.5-yard line.
A 17-yard gain for Archie Manning on the play. In motion back to the near side comes Thaxton. They pitch to Galbraith. Galbraith to the 5. Just short of a 1st down. Jim Carter and Clarence Williams, number 83, now in the game defensively, making the tackle. Williams is in for Butler, and that may have been because they were burning him on that last drive.
Montgomery makes a good block here. Galbraith just cuts it against the grain and heads up the field. This is Thunder, now Thunder and Lightning backfield, and as you notice, he can get up that field.
Butler, number 77, still on. They had simply added Clarence Williams. We saw Butler in your replay picture. 2nd and 1. Muncy has the 1st down. Jim Carter, the middle linebacker, with the tackle. Number 50. So the Saints, driving again, are inside the 5 with a 1st and goal. 24-7, the Packers lead it. They led 24-0 at the half. Muncy's 2-yard touchdown on the opening drive of the 3rd period put the Saints on the scoreboard, and they are knocking on the door again.
In this situation here, the successful play has been to the wide side, a pitch back to Muncy, so we'll see what happens.
Crowd very much alive, and the sound really echoes out the roof of the Superdome. Muncy, touchdown, Chuck Muncy, the play that's been working so well, a straight power play out the right side, and it's 24-13. Muncy's 2nd touchdown of this 3rd period.
This play's been working all day. Tony Galbraith makes the big block along with Emmanuel Sanders, and Muncy waltzes into the end zone. A little enthusiasm there, Chuck.
You bet. Hank Stram now looking a little more enthusiastic and getting his troops to feel the same way. Zarro's point after is good. So with 7:25 remaining in the third period, as we see this play again, the New Orleans Saints suddenly right back in the thick of it. 24-14, Green Bay leads.
All across our land, people know our brand. You can trust AC.
Thanks, AC.
Spark Plugs by AC. We'll help you smile throughout the miles. You can trust AC.
Thanks, AC.
Spark Plugs by AC. So when you want to go, we're the name to know. You can trust AC.
Thanks, AC.
Spark Plugs by AC. Firing spark plugs by
Thanks,
AC.
AC. We played great as a team.
I operated the offense.
And I directed the defense.
And now we both drink light beer from Miller.
Not just because it tastes great, but also because it's got 1/3 less calories than their regular beer. It's less filling.
Hey, bartender, 2 more lights here. What's it all mean, Casey?
Simple, Sam.
If you want to keep up with the Joneses,
you better drink light beer.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Steve Odom is the deep man. There's the score. Packers 24, Saints 14, and the crowd is very much aroused, and the kicker, Rich Zarro, gets a pretty good kick to about the 10-yard line. Odom has it there. Odom hit at the 30. Good solid hit by number 53, Rick Kingray, reserve linebacker. Some other scores around the league. Chicago leading Detroit 27-13. 9:16 left in the third. Washington and the Giants are tied at 17. With under 2 minutes remaining in that game, the rookie Jerry Goldstein has passed to Gary Shirk to tie up that game. In the fourth period at New England, 10:23 remaining. New England 21, Kansas City 17, and Miami has shut out Buffalo at Buffalo 13-0 as the Dolphins contain the juice today.
My old teammates.
How about
Very
that
good.
one? Good win up there.
Don Shula have a nice ride back from Buffalo.
First down, Green Bay. And this Saints defense should certainly be up now as their offense has got 2 quick touchdowns for them. Marty Smith stopped by Eloise Grooms, a gain of about 2, 2nd and 8.
Tim, here's where we see whether or not Lynn Dickey can have the composure of a 7-year veteran. Mentioned before that he has not had an awful lot of NFL experience, although he's been in the league for 7 years. This is where he has to instill confidence in his team. The same thing that Manning had to do with his ball club. Let's see if he can turn around and get some momentum back.
Chuck Muncie, offensively for the Saints, has rolled up 55 yards in 13 carries. 2nd and 8. Torkelson, number 26, stopped by Joe Fetterspiel, the middle linebacker. Got about 1.5 yards, maybe 2 on the play, depending on how they mark it for him.
Joe Fetterspiel here is a 6-year linebacker, finds the hole, finds Torkelson, puts the wraps on him, and it's a 3rd and 5 situation.
You find you watch the middle linebackers a little more closely when you're watching a football game?
It's like watching a catcher on a baseball team. They're going to take you where the action is.
Dick Bonaconte, who knows a little bit about playing that position. Steve Odom into the ball game. 3rd and 5. Big defensive play here for New Orleans. And under pressure, Dickey throws it out of bounds, intended for McGeorge. But it was the rush that caused Dickey to unload that ball. And the Packers will have to punt as the Saints come up defensively with a very big series. Dave Beverly will punt. Rick Monty is back, standing on the 20 to return.
Grooms and Pollard put immense pressure on Dickey that time. He had to force the ball away.
Beverly in 3 punts has averaged 45.3. The final score, the Giants defeated the Redskins 20-17. A 30-yard field goal by Joe Danello with 3 seconds left in regulation time, giving New York the win. Rick Monty at the 15. Over the 25 to the 28-yard line. Ezra Johnson and Terry Randolph made the tackle for Green Bay. We've got 5:48 remaining in this third period. The Saints are battling back. It is Green Bay 24-14.
I drive Ford pickup because my daddy told me they're built tough. Right, Daddy?
Right, and I bought a Ford pickup because my daddy told me they were built tough. Right, Daddy?
Yep, and I drive a Ford pickup because my daddy told me they were built tough. Right, Daddy?
That's right, yeah. My daddy came to Texas in a covered wagon. I had to learn about Fords on my own. I'm a smart old bird, ain't I?
Of all Ford trucks registered over the last 12 years, 93 out of 100 are still on the job.
Alcoa can't wait.
If you've ever wondered how something so big got off the ground, part of the answer is light, strong aluminum. Aluminum's high strength and light weight made modern aviation possible. Aluminum is important to most forms of transportation because taking the weight off planes and trucks, and now cars, saves fuel. Aluminum in transportation can be an energy saver today.
We can't wait for tomorrow. Alcoa can't wait.
We'll be joining the Dallas-Minnesota game at the conclusion of our telecast here from New Orleans. So be sure and just stay with us here on CBS. That game about to get underway at Minnesota. First down, New Orleans Saints. Muncy. Good hole off left tackle behind Schumacher and Marv Montgomery. Bob Barber, number 7, he made the stop.
Offensive line now, the Saints are getting off the ball. Kurt Schumacher, 71, putting the block on Jim Carter. The nice cutback by Muncy. Finding a little daylight, spurting for a little more yardage, picks up 5 yards. Another offensive win for the Saints because it's second down and 4 to go. Saints now have 107 yards rushing, which is amazing because they only had 42 in the first half.
Second and 4 after the gain of 6. We're in the I formation. Galbraith and Muncy, the running backs. They've gone all the way. Muncy pulling close to the first down behind Marv Montgomery and Tony Galbraith. I think he came up just short.
That's the same play that they ran for the touchdown down on the goal line. That time they ran into the right side of the Packer defensive line, but not so successful. Just a little bit short. Taking Muncy out of the ball game and put Strawn in now. 42 leaves, 33 comes in.
Muncy limping slightly as he comes off, was met by Don Herman near the sideline. He's had a lot of action here in this third period. It's the first time that he has not been in for an offensive series. It is the first backfield substitution made by Hank Strand.
Strawn's a good running back.
Has it. 2 finals in, and they are both in the surprise department. Cleveland has defeated Cincinnati 13-3. The Browns had a good-looking preseason, but Cincinnati still favored there. And Atlanta has upset the Los Angeles Rams 17-6 at Atlanta. A big win for the Falcons, and more question marks raised about the LA Rams. Muncy evidently did sustain an injury of some sort, and we'll try to determine that for you. It is first down, New Orleans. Fumble, oh, a good recovery by Don Morrison. Play has been called after Morrison made the recovery as Manning was really popped by Dave Roller, number 74. Morrison, back on pass protection, found the ball bounce right to him. Watch.
No one took that fake. Roller comes pouring in along with Carr and Carter and everybody else on a Packer defense. Morrison makes a nice scoop up and recovers the ball and saves the Saints maybe a little bit embarrassment.
Boy, the best thing that happened to Morrison was having to fend off rookie Mike Butler, number 77, on the outside pass rush. It put him in position to recover that fumble.
That Roller is really quick off the ball. Good pass rusher.
So we have second and 18 with the ball at the 32 of New Orleans. Again, pressure from Barber. Manning gets away. Play is called. They ruled as forward progress had stopped and that the play was over. A rather fast whistle in our estimation, and as had indeed been the one before on the fumble by Manning and the subsequent fumble by Morrison, who had picked up Manning's fumble. They blew the whistle rather quickly. They've got to get Manning's jersey on, or they'll have to take him out from that next play. But He's okay, and the fans a little upset at that quick whistle as Manning had shaken loose from the grip of Bob Barber, number 70. Muncy back into the ball game for the New Orleans Saints.
All right, Terrence.
Third down now with the ball back at the 23-yard line. They throw it out quickly to Herman. An outside screen, but he does not get very much, maybe 7. Gary Weaver forcing him out of bounds, and New Orleans will have to punt.
That's the play if you're going to throw. You like to have Burton, the sprinter, in there, because you get the ball to him, you can take it up the field because he has that 4.4 speed. Herman really has like 4.7 or 4.8 speed, so he doesn't have that good quickness.
Willard Harrell is the deep man awaiting the punt from number 16, Tom Blanchard. Harrell at his own 30. Flag is down. He got to the 39-yard line. A clipping penalty will be called against Green Bay. A 37-yard punt by Blanchard. But the 9-yard return will be negated, and they'll move it back. Ken Bordelon made the tackle, number 50, reserve linebacker for New Orleans, along with John Gray.
Personal foul, clipping on the run back, first down.
Kim Jones, reserve running back on the special teams, was injured on the play, and he is coming to the Saints bench. And the clipping penalty has a Packer first down at their 19-yard line when we return to the Superdome in New Orleans.
Keep on doing that till I get it right. Yeah, I work hard and I play hard, and I use new STP gas treatment. You just pump it in your tank and it goes to work cleaning your carburetor. I take good care of my wheels on account of I'm cheap. I bet you are too. Try it.
Here's a few tips on how to get out of an airport fast. 1, join the #1 club and reserve a car with Hertz. 2, have your license and credit card ready, because Hertz will be ready for you. Just sign and go. 3, need directions? Ask Hertz. They know the shortest route. Nobody can get you out of an airport faster. Nobody can get you out of an airport faster.
Go, Juice, go!
Rent a Ford from Hertz, a superstar in rent-a-car. Ride.
59,880 on hand at the Superdome. That's the record of what they're witnessing, and they're seeing a most exciting ball game. A Packer-dominated first half. It's been all Saints through the third period. We have 2:29 remaining. Barty Smith, number 33, blasts up to the 25-yard line, stopped by Joe Fetterspiel after a gain of nearly 7 yards.
So toss back to Barty Smith, trying to follow his blocking up here. Torkelson makes a nice block on Westbrooks here, cuts him to the ground, and Barty just goes up the middle. Still, Fetterspiel drags him down, but it's a big game for the Pack because it gets them in 2nd and 4 situation. Now they can either run or throw the ball. The Saints have to play it honest.
Torkelson, the other running back, with Barty Smith going straight ahead, is stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Picked up maybe a yard just by simply applying those leg muscles. Eloise Grooms and Elix Price, 78 and 75, converging on him for the hit.
Tim, if I'm not mistaken, I feel that the Packers have run 5 straight running plays since the interception by Chris. You can't sit on a lead in the NFL. It doesn't work out that way because it's a minute 27 in the third quarter. Have a whole fourth quarter to go. They have to put some more points on the board.
They've got 3 wide receivers in now on this third down situation. We certainly anticipate the pass. To Smith, complete, first down yardage. Out of bounds at the 39-yard line, and they're going to mark it at the 40. Quick pass from Dickey to Smith coming out of the backfield. Ernie Jackson made the tackle.
That's the linebacker Jim Merlot's job on this play. What happens is he doesn't pick up Barty Smith coming out of the backfield. That's his coverage all the way. And so Dickey has all day to throw the football and no one to cover Smith, so he just takes his time, delivers the ball. Smith turns up the field and gets a big first down for the Packers.
A 15-yard gain to the 40-yard line as Green Bay starts to move out of its own end. Willard Harrell is now in with Smith, and Harrell's going to throw, but he cannot. He's sacked by Grooms, number 78, third-year man from Tennessee Tech. It was an option pass, or even quite apparently a pass play, because he had his arm up to throw immediately. Harrell. Grooms, watch him. Number
Makes a
78.
good play here. Just fights through the block of the rookie, and he comes in, makes a sack on Harrell. That was a good call, though. First down and 10. They've been running that play. They try to set it up, but unfortunately, Grooms knew a little bit more than the offensive line did.
A 10-yard loss and the first Saints sack of the afternoon. Back to the 30-yard line of Green Bay, second down. Harrell outran his blockers and is covered inside the 30. Lost about a yard on the play. Jim Merlo, number 57, the first man to get there. Similar play to what we saw earlier, as you pointed out at that time, Nick. It starts out like it's an ordinary swing pass, but they do try to get the screen blockers in front of them. That time it looked like Harrell got a little wide. That ends the third period. At the end of the third quarter, the score, the Green Bay Packers 24, the New Orleans Saints 14. We now pause for a word from your local station.
When a mysterious sneak thief strikes, the Fitzpatricks rally to the challenge. Don't miss this new drama series, Tuesday night on CBS.
Well, it was the New Orleans Saints' third period. They scored twice while shutting out the Packers, and it stands 24-14, Green Bay in front. Tim Ryan and Nick Bonaconti at the Superdome. Next week, the Saints will play another indoor game. They'll be up at the Silverdome in Detroit. Green Bay will be at home to Houston. Another final score, and the Patriots have defeated Kansas City, who gave them a tough go today, 21-17, the Pats over the Chiefs. Third down. 21 yards to go. Green Bay at their own 27-yard line. Dickey short. Intended for Ollie Smith, number 89. Tom Myers on the coverage. And Green Bay will have to punt.
Looked like Myers had a magnet on Smith that time. Every time he made a move, he made a move with him. Almost came up with the interception.
Next Saturday on CBS at 4:30 Eastern Time, the CBS Sports Spectacular will feature the Trenton 150 Indianapolis-type cars. And earlier, Nick Bonaconti said he was planning to watch Janet Guthrie driving in that event. She'll be competing against Mario Andretti, Tom Sneva, Gordon Johncock, all the top drivers. Short punt is down at the 40-yard line by number 59, Tom Toner, reserve linebacker, and so the Saints get good field possession off that punt. First down at their own 40-yard line at just a 30-yard punt from Dave Beverly. And that game we're going to be joining at the conclusion of this game. Minnesota leads Dallas 7-0 in the first period. An early touchdown, Fran Tarkenton to Chuck Foreman. And that should be a dandy.
That's our next game here on CBS.
Come out of the stacked I, shift into a pro set. Manning with time. Childs complete. Clarence Childs, touchdown. Clarence Childs, who had 2 touchdowns in the preseason, gets one here, and we've got ourselves some kind of a game. A 59-yard touchdown, Manning to Clarence Childs.
Childs goes straight down the middle, just outruns Jim Carter to have double coverage to the outside receivers, and that was Carter's man. I talked to Bart Starr yesterday. They said they were going to gamble with that coverage and have Carter cover Childs. It did not work out. Childs goes 59 yards for a touchdown. Scores 24-20 Packers. Extra point try by the Saints.
Blanchard will hold for Zarro, and it's no good. Zarro missed the point after, and that could turn out to be a very big point. The score remains the Green Bay Packers 24 and the New Orleans Saints 20.
Sears is as big as Texas, and it has everything you need.
We're at a Sears store to find out why Sears is where America shops.
Well, I work for an airline and travel all over the country. So I find that I like to shop at Sears because I can always use my credit card there.
The Sears catalog is a fast, easy, convenient way of shopping.
I even buy my saris sometimes in Sears at the fabric department.
Sears, where America shops.
The Ford in Your Future is coming October 7th. The new Ford Fairmont. A new wagon designed for today and the years ahead. The Fairmont wagon has very good mileage ratings, but while it is trim and lean outside, Fairmont has almost 90% of the passenger space of GM's biggest wagons and can swallow up all this cargo. Is Fairmont the Ford in your future? Test drive Fairmont October 7th. Find out for yourself. Fairmont, the newest, better idea from the Wagon Master.
Betty White sees red when a blind date for her ex-husband leads to a blossoming romance. Join the laughter tomorrow at 9, 8 Central and Mountain.
Those are Saints fans saying hello to you guys in Green Bay. Their ball club is back in this game, 24-20. Steve Odom is the deep man, but it's taken by Torkelson. Eric Torkelson up the sideline over the 30 to about the 33. A flag is down. Mike Butler, the rookie defensive end, got up very slowly after that play. And it's against Green Bay. Flipping. A 25-yard kickoff return, and that's washed out.
Personal foul. Flipping on the run back. First down.
So the Packers will have to start back at their 12-yard line. Torkelson and Brockington are the running backs. Archie Manning to Clarence Childs, a 59-yard touchdown, but a missed conversion by Rich Zarro. Early in the fourth period, 24-20, Green Bay leads it. Remember, they led it 24-0 at the half. Brockington. Eloise Grooms, number 78. Right defensive end, ranging out to put the stop on Brockington. Gained about 4, close to 5. Second down. Chicago leading Detroit 27-20. Quite a ball game there as Dexter Bussey has scored for the Lions. 12:36 remaining in the fourth period. 27-20, the Bears in front. Minnesota leading Dallas 7-0 early in that game. We'll be going to it from here. 2nd and 5. Brockington straight ahead. Elix Price, number 75, the left tackle, was waiting for him right at the line of scrimmage. Brockington's muscle picked up about close to 3 yards as they mark it, and it'll be 3rd down and 2 to go.
It's in the same pattern that Dickey got himself in the last 2 series. On first 2 plays of the series, he runs the ball, and on third down, he's been passing the ball. So let's see if he does it again on this particular play. Packers have converted 6 of 11 third down situations, which is kind of impressive.
Willard Harrell is in the backfield, replacing Torkelson. Slot formation right. Brockington cannot turn the corner. Grooms and Pollard, the defensive ends, combine to bring down John Brockington, forcing the Packers to punt. David Beverly will stand on his 10-yard line. Rick Motti awaiting it at the 30 of New Orleans. 12:39 remaining in regulation time. The aroused New Orleans Saints have scored 20 unanswered points here in the second half. 5 punts from Beverly, averaging 43 yards. He needs a big one, and he gets it. Motti at the 29. Nowhere to go. Settles for about a 4-yard return to the 34-yard line. Steve Wagner and Larry McCarron made the tackle on him. 12:15 to go, and this is a thrilling football game at the Superdome. The Packers lead it 24-20.
You're coming in loud and clear. Must be a realistic CB radio.
TN4, good buddies, my new 40-channel realistic. Radio Shack's got it on sale right now for only $79. I saved $60. Best deal I've made all year.
And realistic sure is a good brand.
TN4 on that, you can depend on realistic. They've been making them for 16 years.
The sale price 40-channel CB by Realistic. Only at Radio Shack. A Tandy company.
Announcing a unique new motor oil from Exxon Research that can actually save money. New Golden Natural Uniflow. Uniflow was tested in cars like yours. After break-in, it delivered an overall average of 16 extra miles per tank full. Savings like that could cut your gasoline bill the equivalent of about 3 cents a gallon. New Uniflow motor oil is Exxon's best engine protection ever. It conserves gasoline, saves money.
Well, no, that is not the New Orleans Saints backfield, although some fans might wish it were. First down for New Orleans at their 32, and the Green Bay Packers' Dave Roller well into that backfield before the ball was snapped. Now, did somebody move on the New Orleans line? Yes, somebody did, and drew him off. Henry Childs is being pointed out as the guilty culprit. Let's find out officially from Gene Barth.
Number 85, offense, offside.
That is Childs.
Tim, the first half, Archie Manning had 9 of 15 for 65 yards. So far in the game, he is 13 out of 20 for 171 yards. A big comeback in the second half for Manning.
First and 15. Muncie. Near the 40-yard line, forced out by Carter. Gain of 7. Second and 3.
Watch number 34, Tony Galbraith. He's leading the play. Muncie's following him all the way. Good blocking by Childs. Watch the block he puts on here. Right to the ground, knocks the cornerback out of the play. Muncie turns it on, and Lightning heads up the sidelines.
From first and 15, a 12-yard gain. A correction, of course. They had the 5-yard penalty. They come out on the stacked eye. They are second and a little more than 3 yards. Muncie again. Good tackle on him at the line of scrimmage by Mike Butler, the rookie from Kansas, number 1 pick of the Green Bay Packers. And you know, the last penalty call against Henry Childs, something rang a bell in the back of my head, I believe, on the touchdown play to Childs. I called him Clarence Childs, who was a less distinguished former NFL football player than Henry. So our apologies to Henry and his family. I don't even remember who Clarence played for. Maybe some trivia expert will get us that information.
I think he played for the Giants.
Could be. Third down, Manning. For Galbraith, can't hold on with one hand. Slightly overthrown. Coverage by Fred Carr. And the Saints will have to punt, so the Green Bay Packers rise up defensively here as the Saints have been coming on, narrowing that gap to 4 points with 11:28 remaining now in the fourth period.
If you notice, most of the receivers who are in the patterns are the tight end and the running backs coming out of the backfield. Those are Manning's favorite targets. He loves to go to them.
Blanchard will punt. Willard Harrell standing at his 28 awaiting it. Good punt. Fair catch signaled by Harrell at the 33, and Green Bay will start from there. Baltimore has started at Seattle, and the Colts lead 7-0. A 6-yard run by Don McCauley. 6 minutes remaining in the first period at Seattle. A 32-yard punt.
Let's see if Dickey changes his pattern here. He has not thrown on first down in the last 3 series. Let's see if he gets the ball in the air. He mixed it real well in the first half. He has not mixed his play selection in the second half at all.
First down, Green Bay. They lead by 4. Torkelson hit right at the line of scrimmage by Jim Merlo, number 57, the left side linebacker. Well, we hope you've been enjoying this telecast. I'm sure that the Packer fans looking in starting to get a little bit tense. Their team does have the ball, however. They lead by 4. The missed point after by Rich Zarro could turn out to be significant. It may not at all. The Packers led 24-0 in the first half. Saints fans looking in have got to be having plenty of fun right now. Their club has roared back. Brockington. Joe Fetterskill, the middle linebacker, putting the stop on Brockington. Got about 4 on the play.
Tim, I would love to be playing middle linebacker in this situation because you know the pattern of the offensive calls by the quarterback, Dickey. He's running the football first and second down the last 4 series. You don't have to worry about the pass. They've been conservative, ultra-conservative, trying to protect the lead. And again, you can't do that.
Willard Harrell is in the backfield. They line up in a straight T now. Now they bring out the wide receiver, Ollie Smith, similar to what New Orleans did a while ago. Sack! Durland Moore, number 74, dropping Lynn Dickey at the 27-yard line. They mark it at the 28 of Green Bay. 4th down coming up.
Durland Moore gets off the ball, comes in, it's a game. He breaks around, no one picks him up. The offensive guard, or the offensive tackle, Conker, blows the block, and he destroys Dickey on that play. But Dickey has been thrown on 3rd down. They just took off on that play.
A 9-yard loss has the punt from the 15. Rick Motti tripped up at the 32 as he tried to go wide. Struggles back to the 33 before he's finally stopped. Turdell Middleton, number 34, put the tackle on him. A 38-yard punt from Tom Blanchard, from Beverly, pardon me. And so the New Orleans Saints will take over 1st and 10. They trail by 4 points with 9:53 remaining regulation time.
10 years ago, no one knew me. I was part of the famous no-name defense. Then we built our reputation by being fast. Now, I don't want to lose that. I drink light beer from Miller because it doesn't fill me up, has a 1/3 less calories than a regular beer, and it tastes great. Now, everyone knows me.
Hey, I know you. You're,
Nick Bonacani.
No, that's not it.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Want to cut your fuel bills? Whether your house is new or old, put insulation everywhere. It can save you money. Your attic, you need a 6 to 12-inch blanket of pink Owens Corning fiberglass. Walls, full insulation. Unheated crawl space, insulate below the floor. Live where it's cold, insulate basement walls. See your Owens Corning fiberglass supplier to learn all about insulation. Insulation is cheaper than oil.
Green Bay has Clarence Williams, number 83, in replacing Mike Butler, the rookie, at defensive end, and I'm sure Bart Starr opting for experience here as his club protects a 4-point lead. Manning out quickly to Thaxton. Behind the screen blocking is stopped by Bob Barber, number 70. Marv Montgomery leading the blocking out there, and a gain of about 5 yards on the play.
This is a screen pass to Thaxton all the way. A play-action pass, freezing the linebackers, giving his lineman an opportunity to get out in front of Thaxton. He cuts back to the middle, looks for Hill's block. Hill doesn't make it, so he picks up 6 yards. So 2nd and 4, it's a good offensive play for the Saints.
Muncy cannot turn the corner. A flag is down. Muncy, trying to get first down yardage, had about 2 of the necessary close to 5 that he needed. And the penalty will be against the New Orleans Saints. Archie Manning and Lynn Dickey have been the quarterbacks throughout this game. We mentioned Bobby Scott, the backup QB for New Orleans, who played well in the preseason, out with a knee injury, and Bobby Douglas, the number 3 man, is the backup today. Packers have David Whitehurst in reserve and no other quarterback on the roster, an 8th round pick from Furman.
Number 85, offense, holding.
Henry Childs, the holder on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and close to 13. 7 penalty for 49 yards against New Orleans. 9:07 remaining in regulation time. Manning for Muncy, cannot hold it. Coverage by Gary Weaver, number 52, the left side linebacker. Ball appeared to be slightly overthrown. Muncy got one hand up on it, could not bring it in.
Last year, the 2 running backs caught 85 passes between them. That's just Muncy and Galbraith. And that was a good throw by Archie right on the fingertips of Muncy. But maybe Chuck's glasses are fogging up here in the Superdome.
Muncy caught 7 passes in the 6 preseason games. As Nick has pointed out, they go to their backs quite often. And we'll see if they do here on 3rd down. This is, again, falls into the big play category, 9:03 to go. There's obviously ample time when the point differential is only 4, but Saints have got to assert themselves again as they did in the 3rd period. Manning will run out of there. Manning trying to get first down yardage. He does, and is hit at the 48-yard line. Archie Manning out of the pocket gets first down yardage. Mike McCoy and John Gray, 29 and 24, made the tackle.
Good pressure here put on by Purifoy up the middle. So Manning decides, doesn't see anybody open, decides to start to scramble a little bit. So Muncy's looking for someone to block. Archie's running like a halfback, tucks the ball away. Muncy puts on a block here. Manning makes a beautiful move back to the middle, gets the first down, all important first down, keeps the Saints drive going. Archie and Bobby Douglas, probably the 2 finest running backs, coupled with Steve Grogan from New England in the league.
Mike Strawn in at running back. Muncy comes out. Manning is sacked. Gary Weaver, the linebacker, along with Dave Purifoy, the right tackle, number 75. So the Packers, after allowing Manning to get that first down yardage on a 17-yard scramble, rise up here to pin him for a 10-yard loss. 5th sack by the Packers.
Defensive line has not been getting an awful lot of pressure on Manning, so they came with the linebackers. And in that situation, usually the running backs, that's their responsibility to pick up the blitzing linebackers. Neither Galbraith nor Muncy picked up the backers, and Muncy and Manning was thrown for a big loss. So it brings up a 2nd and 20 situation.
Muncy back in and Strawn is out. 2nd and 20 from the 40. There's that screen again, short side, Galbraith. Galbraith runs through Ezra Johnson. Johnson finally pulls him down with help from Johnny Gray in Packer territory at the 48-yard line. A 12-yard gain will bring up 3rd and about 8 yards remaining for the first down. We have 7:23 remaining.
They're really working on the outside linebackers now, Carr and Weaver. They've been screening. They probably screened 8 or 9 times in the game. Most of them, except one time, have been successful.
The Bears have opened a 10-point lead on the Lions. Chicago 30, Detroit 20. 3:01 remaining in the 4th period there. Manning complete. Don Herman, number 87. Wide receiver has a first down at the 34-yard line of Green Bay. 15-yard gain. Manning to Don Herman, the veteran from Waynesburg State.
What sets that up is Galbraith has been thrown through so many times today that the linebacker went out with Galbraith, and open up the spot in the middle for Herman to turn into. Manning saw him and put the ball right on the money, and it's 1st and 10.
6:26 remaining regulation time. The Saints are marching. Manning under pressure, drops the ball. It looks like a Green Bay recovery. It is. The Green Bay Packers sacking Archie Manning, and Ezra Johnson comes up with the fumble recovery. The rookie.
The blitz was on. Carter's blitzing, going by Schumacher. Schumacher tries to put the crunch on him, but he runs right by him and runs over Muncie. Manning, feeling the pressure, decides to scramble, and the ball is shaken loose by Johnson. Picked up by him, and it's a good play for the Packers.
Well, the Saints drive thwarted here at the 38-yard line of Green Bay. Now let's see if the Packers can move it. They lead 24-20. Dickey throwing on 1st down. Rockington. Elix Price coming way over from his left tackle spot.
Again, this is a screen pass. Both teams are utilizing the screen pass because of the rush. He gets it out to Brockington. He gets a good block here. Nice block by Havoc. Nice block. Look at that tackle by Price. Almost took his head off. Folks,
Price,
that's not a penalty because he didn't grab him by the face mask.
He came a long way to make that tackle, but it was a gain of 6. 2nd and 4, Green Bay. Brockington again, straight ahead, runs into Jim Merlo. Linebacker slicing in behind the blockers. He picked up about 2. Green Bay needs a 3rd down conversion here to keep that ball. 5:22 remaining. Oakland leading San Diego 7-0 in the 1st period. Ken Stabler to Cliff Branch for the Raiders touchdown. Rich McGeorge has been joined by Bert Askson, number 88. Double tight ends for Green Bay. 3rd and about a yard to go.
I'll look for Torkelson on this one.
In motion, Ollie Smith. Torkelson met at the line of scrimmage, and it'll depend on forward progress and where the ball is marked. The Saints think they stopped him, and we'll wait and see.
Brockington is supposed to make the block, but both Moore and Price are up underneath, stacking everything up for the middle linebacker Fetterspiel, who puts the crunch on Torkelson. And he gets a little support from Chris, so it brings up a 4th down situation. The biggest defensive play of the game for the Saints.
No gain at all on the play. And the Packers, who lead, will naturally punt. 7 punts, 43.1 yard average for Dave Beverly. Back near the 10-yard line is Rick Motti. Good rush on the play. A flag is down. A flag is down at the line of scrimmage. The ball is down by number 21, Steve Wagner, for Green Bay at the 25-yard line. The penalty is apparently against the Packers. They may have had a man leave before that ball was kicked. We'll wait for the signal from referee Gene Barth.
Be very surprised if the Saints take it.
It was a fairly short punt.
Right, it's on a 25-yard line, which is not bad field position considering where the Packers have the ball.
Well, they brought the ball back upfield. Maybe the Saints think they can get a better return. Let's see what the call is.
15.
Oh, it's a big one. That's why they're taking it. Back to the 32-yard line. Let's get the call.
Number 90, ineligible, did not report. Illegal substitution.
An illegal substitution. One of those mental errors that may be blamed to the coaching staff. Who knows? We won't pin that on anybody yet. But
Johnson's a rookie, Tim. He
That's
did not
right.
report. Those are the rookie errors that hurt you.
So Beverly will have to punt from his 12-yard line. Motti now standing out near the 30. Motti gets over the 40. Torkelson, the first man down there to stop him. So that worked out pretty well for the New Orleans Saints. They now have a first down at the 41-yard line.
Picked up 16 yards on that penalty just there. Well, a 15-yard penalty plus 1. So gives them good field position here.
4:07 remaining, regulation time. Our telecast has been produced by Howard Reifsnyder, directed by Marvin Muse, associate producer Rupert Kopanex. I'd like to thank our spotter Don Anselmo and our statistician Jimmy Byrne. First down, New Orleans Saints. They trail 24-20. Tim Ryan and Nick Bonaconti with NFL action on CBS from the Superdome. Muncy again fakes the reverse. Pulls his way for about 8 yards, dragging people with him out to the 50-yard line, and that was a show of power by Mr. Muncy.
The surge, that's what he has, that surge up the field. Galbraith will lead it again. He fakes the reverse here, which sort of freezes the defense, gives him an opportunity to tuck the ball away and head up the field. Galbraith makes a nice block, and Muncy, watch the surge here, the extra power. That's what made him a great All-American, and that's what makes him a great pro.
Barber and Carter on the tackle. Rick Motti is in the ball game at wide receiver. Thaxton comes in to join him. Number 86, a late substitution by the Saints on 2nd and 1. Galbraith blasting straight ahead as the first down. The 46-yard line of Green Bay. A 4-yard gain, and most importantly, first down.
The extra point miss. That's what looms right now because it's 24-20. 3 minutes left in the game. Manning knows he has to have a touchdown. Getting in field goal range does him absolutely no good.
Motti brought a play in from Hank Stram, replacing Jim Thaxton. 24-20, Green Bay clinging to the lead now. This time they make the reverse. Here's Manning. Manning, incomplete. Intended for Henry Childs. Some Hank Stram razzle-dazzle. And Manning way back still had pressure on him.
Razzle-dazzle, Lollapalooza, reverse pass, throw back to Manning, who's looking for Childs. It's almost intercepted. Those plays, all of those razzle-dazzle plays today, Tim, have not worked.
That's right.
They backfired. They almost cost the Saints an interception there, or a big loss.
It was not a good throw. He was under pressure, but he did not throw the ball well, intended for Childs. Childs was not going anywhere had he caught it. It would not have been much of a gain, only a couple of yards. Manning was so deep. That's complete to Childs. Childs shakes one tackle, short of the first down, but inside the 40 to the 38. Willie Buchanan on the tackle, number 28. An 8-yard gain.
Oh no, Childs is limping. He's been the key man on reception so far for the Saints.
Third down, a little more than 2 to go. Childs comes limping out. Don Herman comes in. That'll mean Thaxton will go to tight end for New Orleans. And we have the 2-minute warning in a most exciting game at the Superdome. The Green Bay Packers 24, the Saints 20.
Europe's most successful new car in history comes to America. Introducing Fiesta, now imported from Germany by Ford. Fiesta. It has power that took it from 0 to 50 in an average of 8.8 seconds. Front disc brakes that brought it from 50 to 0 in an average of 3.3 seconds. And excellent gasoline economy. Fiesta, Europe's most successful new car in history. Test drive one at your authorized Ford dealer.
Cicely Tyson for Color Track by RCA.
My rose is red, my skin is dark brown, and my dress is bright orange. If these colors don't look right to you, you should know about Color Track from RCA. Getting the color right is what Color Track is all about. It actually adjusts the colors and locks them on track.
Before you see the Color Track system grabs it, aligns it, defines it, sharpens it, tones it, and locks the color on track.
RCA is making television better and better.
Well, there's the story graphically. Green Bay led 24-0 at the half. New Orleans has scored 20 unanswered points. They have the ball, and third down, about 3 yards to go at the Packer 39. An interesting statistic about this man, Nick.
Archie Manning, 34 yards rushing today, has now become the Saints' all-time rushing leader with 1,240 yards. I think the offensive line would have to be suspect over that. Big third down situation here. It's third down and about 2.5 to go. Manning in a situation like this has tossed back to Muncy, who's run to the wide side of the field. Let's see if he stays with that plan, because it has been successful.
2 minutes to play regulation time. The Saints obviously need a first down here. Muncy threw people for the first down. Chuck Muncy lowered the head and just bowled his way. Ezra Johnson made the stop, number 90.
The play's been successful all day, mainly because Tony Galbraith is leading the block, and Muncy sees a little opening, puts his head down, and powers for the first down. First and 10 Saints.
New Orleans at the 35 of Green Bay. Manning just missing. Jim Thaxton off the fingertips, could not hold on. Steve Luke, number 46, on the coverage. Second down.
Steve Luke made an excellent play on that, because Thaxton was watching the ball all the way, was watching it into his hands, and just at the last minute, Luke got his fingertips on it and knocked it away from him. That was 6 points all the way, but a super play by Steve Luke.
Chicago has defeated Detroit 30-20, and Minnesota remains in front of Dallas 7-0. We'll be going to that one from here, so stay with us on CBS. Second down pass. Too far for Herman. Out of bounds, incomplete. Third down, so Manning is up against it here. 3rd and 10. Packers, good pass coverage on the first one, a bad pass on the second one. And let's see whether Mr. Manning can come up with a big play here for New Orleans. 1:19 remaining.
Again, Manning has had difficulty throwing to the outside. He seems to throw better when the receivers go down over the middle, circling, or the tight end squares up over the middle. He likes to throw inside more than outside.
Terry Steve has come into the ball game at left guard, replacing Kurt Schumacher. Steve, number 68, second-year man from Wisconsin. Slot formation right. Manning with time, now forced out by Butler. Manning is sacked at the 49-yard line, and he is furious. Dave Roller, number 74, the man who got him. Number 77, the rookie from Kansas. Butler, the man who turned him into the tackle. 4th down, New Orleans. The ball out near midfield. Timeout called by the Saints. 1:10 on the clock. Manning will talk with Hank Stram and see what they can salvage here. Baltimore and Seattle are tied 7-7. In the second period at Seattle, Jim Zorn passing to Don Testerman to tie that game after the Colts had led 7-0.
Don Testerman had a tryout with the Dolphins last year, was cut and went up to Seattle. I liked him. Tim, he was a hard running back, but there just was no room for him on the Dolphins. I'm glad to see he's doing well. This is a tough situation. I almost thought that with a 4th down and such a long way to go for first down, that Stram would have punted the football and hoped to pin the Packers way back. They had 3 timeouts remaining in this half, then after every play call a timeout and force the Packers to punt. But evidently he's going to opt to go for the first down, 4th down and about forever.
About forever.
Looks like to me.
That was Dave Roller's 4th sack of the game. The Packers have had 7 against the New Orleans Saints, and we talked about both these clubs having offensive line problems. Probably would be if you picked out a weak area on each team, you would start there. And today the Packers offensive line has done a better job than the Saints offensive line has, and the sack record here would give you some indication of that. And of course, good coverage deep too, because you've got to have the rush up front. You've also got to have good coverage back there. Manning looking down has not been able to find an open man in time to release the ball, so the one complements the other, of course. 7 sacks, 63 yards lost as we look at Bart Starr and his coaching staff, and you got to think they're sweating this out a little bit. They had a 24-0 lead. They have seen it dwindle to 4 points. But this is a desperation play here.
If I had to pick anybody out, it would be Jim Thaxton.
Muncy Once he gets to the 35, that's not good enough. He's still 10 yards short. The Packers will take over. Fred Carr and Steve Luke put the tackle on him. They went to the big guy, but he simply had too many white shirts in front of him to get to the 24-yard line for first down yardage. Instead, he stopped at the 34. They took the ball on the 35. So Green Bay now in command, 59 seconds left. A despondent Archie Manning, having brought his club back here in the second half. 20 unanswered points. The Packers have been shut out here in the second half. New Orleans with 2 timeouts remaining, and we can expect that they'll use them up. Rockington straight ahead. Underneath, Elix Price, who got a piece of him, and Greg Westbrooks, number 60, finished him off. He got about 2 on the play, maybe less than that. 56 seconds until we'll be going to the Dallas-Minnesota game. And our last score from there, the Vikings leading 7-0. We'll join it in progress. We know that you'll be staying along to catch that most important game.
That has to be a real barn burner, because Chuck Foreman is really the most valuable back in the National Football League, and anytime he's playing in a ball game, you can expect some great runs and great receptions, and Fran Tarkenton is always exciting. Roger Staubach had a good preseason, but Danny White is backup. Had 6 TD
good
passes.
Young quarterback.
Yeah, real good young quarterback.
Sure is. And of course, everybody wants to watch Tony Dorsett to see whether he can continue on in the fashion he emblazoned college football fields with, and see if he can do it in the pros. Second down.
They'll just run the football here, Tim, and the Saints will try to call a quick timeout again.
Saints used up 1 and have 1 remaining. 56 seconds left. Torkelson, Rockington, the running back. Torkelson is dropped behind the line of scrimmage. Bob Pollard. Torkelson was met by Pollard at about the time he got the ball from Lynn Dickey. And that loss will drive the Packers back to the 27-yard line, and the Saints call their final timeout. We're down to 51 seconds left. So we had Packers offense in the first half. We had enough Packers defense in the second half to apparently set them up for victory here. But, you know, when you have this stop time, you're very loath to say the game is over. 51 seconds can be an awful long time. The Saints must get that ball.
Well, it was a misused timeout, I believe, by Archie Manning. He took that timeout. In my mind, there was really nothing else to do except punt the football at that particular time, and then use your timeouts when the Packers got the ball. But they used that timeout. Now it's going to come back to haunt them.
Lynn Dickey checking with the officials. Green Bay will be at home to Houston next week. New Orleans will be up in Detroit. There's Bart Starr, very neatly dressed.
Bill Curry, offensive line coach, has to be very happy with the way the Packer offensive line has performed today.
And Bart Starr, the old quarterback, has to be happy with the performance of the young quarterback, Lynn Dickey. Third down, about 15 to go. Torkelson will try the wide left. Gets about 4, maybe 5. Derland Moore, number 74, the right tackle, the first man on him. And we're down to 38. The Packers will have to punt. So the Saints will get another look. They trail by 4. Some discussion on the field, and time ticks away to 30 seconds. Officials have stopped the clock and the play.
An injured player down, Tim.
Tom Myers. We couldn't see him through that traffic until that camera shot. So thus the time was called. Tommy Myers, number 37, safety from Syracuse, hurt on that last play. David Beverly, the punter, number 11, gets the word from Bart. I'd say he probably advised him to kick the ball as far as he could. That's best advice he could give him. Myers being helped off. Oakland now leads San Diego 10-0 on a field goal by Errol Mann. That's in the second period. The Raiders starting defense of their Super Bowl championship. On the 20-yard line with 24 seconds as the clock ticks away. They're down to 20 seconds. The Packers in no hurry to make the punt. And now the Saints come across the line. Kingery to stop the clock with a penalty. 14 seconds left. Kingery, just seeing the Packers stalling, figured, what the heck, might as well take the penalty. At least they get the clock stopped, but probably not going to do him much good. The time is back in. We're down to 7 seconds. And the Packers in no rush. The Saints will not get another look at the ball, and that'll be it. And so the Green Bay Packers have hung on to win here today. They led 24-0 at the half. Touchdowns by Barty Smith, Willard Harrell on a 75-yard punt return, Kenny Payne on a pass from Dickey, and a Mark Cole field goal. Then in the second half, a pair of short touchdowns by Muncie and a Manning to Henry Childs' 59-yard touchdown pass closed it to 24-20, but the Packers hung on for their first victory of the season. Stay tuned as the NFL Today continues after this word from your local station.
Wonder why your car insurance rates are going up? Curious about how much influence the gun lobby has on your congressman? Want to go on a treasure hunt? Watch 60 Minutes tonight on CBS.